Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm literally just putting my phone down. Busy messing with my devices right now. And yeah, welcome back to my channel. This is Elaka, for those who don't know who I am. And I am back with the fourth and final installation for how to create a WordPress website for beginners tutorial. And so in today's live stream, we're basically going to hopefully keep it cute and as short as I possibly can be able to keep it. And basically the idea here is to be able to run through the shop, and then also just go over the basics that I went through in the previous tutorials. In case anyone missed anything, we're just going to do like a quick run through. So we're going to run through things like how to create posts, how to create pages, how to type in your posts, how to basically type in your pages as well as how to install plugins when you need them, and how to, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to monetize your channel, how to monetize your website, how to install the Google plugin that basically connects with AdSense as well as analytics, so that you can be able to monetize your website. And so before I continue to that, though, I just want to send a little reminder for those people who are new to my channel. Please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and of course the bell button, so that you can receive notifications every time I upload new videos. And of course, if you are watching over on Facebook, please do follow the page that you are watching from, as well as like the video. And of course, please do go ahead and share the content, share the videos that you're watching from, whether you're watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube. Please do me a solid and share the video, as this helps me immensely with the algorithm. And of course, please do feel free to join in the chat if you're here live, or leave your comments down below if you are watching after the fact. I appreciate every little bit of support that you offer these live streams that I bring to you. And so without further ado, I am going to literally go straight into it. So the first thing I need to do is actually, I'm going to move StreamYard over this side, simply because I cannot keep StreamYard over in front of me whilst working on the website. So I'm going to have StreamYard on this side, and then I'm going to have the screen here that I'm going to be sharing. So let me just go ahead and try and get back to the website. And also, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to go about editing with the new features that WordPress has implemented, because with the most recent update, what WordPress has actually done when it comes to creating menus and creating pages and things like that, they've actually changed it to web editor, something like that. And so you will find that if you've got the most recent version of a template, you'll find that the customize option, which is the one I was trying to find last time, if you recall, no longer exists. It's no longer available to you. So they have implemented features, which I'm assuming they did it to make it a little bit easier. And so I kind of went through it a little bit yesterday, just to briefly like see why the customization was missing or was no longer there, only to find that the reason why it was no longer there is because any new versions of WordPress, and if you've got a template that is not old, basically you will have to use the new editing tools. And so I am going to go over that with you so that you are more familiar how to go about doing that. And the good thing is, since this is a brand new feature, you will be basically learning how to use it with pretty much the rest of the world, which is a huge plus. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Is this the one? That seems real. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Window. Where is it? It's on. Okay, I'm going to share that one. There you go. I'm going to add it to the stream. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on full screen. That way you can pretty much be able to see everything that is actually being edited properly. So now we are going to go over to, let's have a look, see, just give me 1 second. Just checking, is this working fine? Okay. Yes, okay. Let me go back to, so this is the blog page. I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna literally take it all the way back to the dashboard. That way, when I am in the dashboard, I can basically walk you back, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense at all, but I'll be able to basically walk you right back from, hang on, I'm just got a comment here. Hey, Princess AG, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. How are you doing? welcome to the stream. So basically what I have here is obviously what you can see in front of you is the dashboard. And within the dashboard, so far, if you recall, we really had minimal items available before we installed all the plugins, correct? If you remember that. But now we added a few plugins, and the plugins being WooCommerce. We added WooCommerce, we added Printful, which is for the shop. And then we added, let me just go quickly to the plugins page so you can actually see the plugins that we actually added. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got 13 plugins active and 2 inactive. The 2 inactive, funny enough, are the ones that automatically came with WordPress. The ones that are active are the ones that we added. Now, it's counting 13 plugins. That's because some of them have got multiple plugins within them. For instance, WooCommerce, when we added WooCommerce, it came with WooCommerce Stripe Gateway, WooCommerce Shipping and Tax, WooCommerce Payments, WooCommerce itself. We added Site Kit by Google. This is the one for AdSense, etc. We've got Printful integration for WooCommerce, and then which is basically the one for the shop, and then Pinterest for WooCommerce, and then MailPoet, which is basically for your mailing list. Jetpack, because we went through that one as well. Health check and troubleshooting, because that's the one that basically lets you know whether your website is down or anything is happening. It gives you alerts, and it tells you whether you need to update a plugin or a plugin is actually causing problems. It's really good like that. Google listings and ads. Okay, so that's another one that's by WooCommerce. This is basically if you want to be able to promote and advertise your brand from your WooCommerce, account over to the rest of Google. That's what this one is there for, basically. And so we're able to kind of add that. And so what I'm going to do right now for you guys is I'm going to just run through the creation of pages, and then we are going to go into how to go about creating posts and editing posts and making them look nice and things like that. So we are going to have to go through quite a few bits and pieces. I'm trying to see if I can still, even if there's quite a bit to run through, to be honest, it's not that much. It sounds like much, but it's not really that much. So I'm hoping within an hour and a half, I can be able to be over and done with this live stream. So let's go ahead and create the pages. So in order to do that, before, you would have to either just go to pages and add new, which I think you can still do that. So if I click on pages, let's see what options it gives me. Go. Okay, so you can see you've got your list of pages. If you want to see the pages that you have in your entire website across the board, because remember, some pages, you have to put them as submenus depending on their what you need them for. And then some of them, you just need them for information purposes, such as privacy policy. Privacy policy doesn't have to be at the top of your menu list. That one can go at the bottom of your website, as well as refunds and returns policy. That literally can go at the bottom of your website as well, in the footer, basically. That doesn't have to be at the top. Whereas things like cart, checkout, those can actually go beneath your account. You can have them beneath your account, or you can have your My Account separate and then have your checkout and your cart under one or the other, under each other, or under the shop page, basically. And this is to minimize the amount of to minimize the amount of menu options people can see as soon as they get to your website, because that can be quite overwhelming for people, and also a little bit ostentatious. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Hope all is well with you today. Yes, all is well. Thank you very much. All is well. Thank you for asking, Princess AG. So your pages, basically, I'm just going to go back to that so that you have a clear understanding. When you go to your page, if you want to create your pages, you can just first of all click on the word pages. It's always under the word media. Okay, so it's never far from the top of the dashboard when it comes to the menu items on the left. Okay, when you click on the pages, it will literally list all the pages that you have. So if you don't have any pages just as yet, it will tell you there are no pages just as yet. Would you like to create some? But standardly, WordPress, whenever you install it, comes with what it calls a sample page. Okay, it comes with what is called a sample page, and it's up to you to change that sample page to whatever it is that you like. For me, my default is always to turn it into the About Us page, and that's what I did. So this one that you see at the top was originally the sample page. So I think if I click on it and I try to go inside it, so when I click on it, I'm technically asking to edit it, by the way. It's not asking to actually go view the page as a viewer. Okay, so as you can see, I changed into the About page, but it still has the sample text that the original one had, which is, this is an example page. It's different from a blog post because it will stay in one place and will show up in your site navigation in most themes. Most people start with an About page that introduces them to potential site visitors. It might say something like this: hi there, I'm a bike messenger by day, aspiring actor by night, and this is my website. I live in Los Angeles. I have a great dog named Jack, and I like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, or something like this. So that's literally what it says, you know. So it says the XYZ Dohiki company was founded in blah, blah, blah. So this kind of, I do like the fact that it's got this function where it brings up the sample page, but not only does it bring up the sample page, it gives you a rough idea on how you can introduce your company in the About Us section, especially if you want to tell people roughly what you want to do. It doesn't have to be anything really long and arduous. It can be something sweet and short and simple, that just basically gives people a full idea without reading too much about what it is that you do. And if you want to add images, you can go ahead and add images. And I'm going to show you guys that using this same sample page on how you can go about basically editing your pages and fashioning them in the way that you would like them to showcase your brand. Okay, so I'm just going to go click back. Okay, I did that just so I can show you that this was the sample page that they had available to you. And so if you want to create a new page, this is definitely the easiest way you can be able to do it. Yes, you could do it through customization, but if customization is not available to you, this is the only other option available that is simple. Okay, all you have to do when you click on page, or if you happen to be somewhere else, let's say you're on the dashboard, right? Just go there quickly and you hover, not click, but hover over the pages. You'll find that you've got an option that says all pages to view all of them, or to add a new page. So you can always go ahead and click on add new page, and it will take you to go and create a new page. Or when you click on that, which will take you to all pages, where all the pages will be visible to you, the menu item, it basically expands the drop down menu that showed up when you hovered over the pages. It expands it, and then you can just easily go and click on add new. And so when you want to go and add a new page, literally just click on add new. And then when you click on add new, this one, maybe I can say, what would I call this? This in Realtor. I'll call it editor's choice, right? Editors, all caps please, editor's choice homes, because it's about houses, right? Choice homes. Okay, editor's choice homes. So at the very top, I'm just going to delete that. Let me copy it actually, because I don't have to retype that. At the very top, it will always ask you, or prompt you, should I say, oh my gosh, I'm going too fast. It will prompt you, there we go. It will prompt you to add your title. And as you can see, it literally says add title. So you won't even feel discombobulated or lost. You literally have to go ahead, add your title. If you want it to be all caps, go ahead and make it all caps. If you want it to be just the first letter of each word to be a capital letter, you can go ahead. So the format that you choose and how you want your wording to look, whether lowercase, uppercase, etc., it's honestly entirely up to you and how you want to fashion your brand. So in this case, I'm just going to bring back what I deleted. And when you do that, basically the next step is it tells you type or choose a block. Okay, so what it means by that, obviously I think I accidentally added that block. Let me delete it because I don't want to confuse anybody. So it's type and choose a block. So when it does that, when you click within that section, as you can see, it brings up this option, right? Because it's already typed some stuff for you, to which you can go ahead and delete, because it WordPress has automatically basically created like a paragraph section for you, and then it's giving you the options on how to go about editing that, okay, which is stuff like justifying language, strike through, subscript, superscript, underline, inline image, inline code even, if you want to highlight it. And I love the fact that they've added so many extra features to make just your blogging and, you know, the way you display your pages a lot more fashionable, a lot more interesting. And I do love that. And of course, if maybe you feel you are not creatively gifted in the writing department, you don't have that creative writing gift, but you want the certain things that you do want to write, you don't know how to go about it, guess what? WordPress have actually introduced AI. Oh yeah, I know they're protesting about that in America, but I don't know why they're protesting, because it's not going away anytime soon. People used to protest against the internet, if I'm not mistaken. People used to protest about a lot of things that are in today. But once something is out there, especially if people find it useful for them, I'm sorry, it's not going anywhere, you know. So anyways, you see that those little stars, I'm not sure if they're visible to your screen, but the little stars there, those are actually the assistant for AI. So when you click on it, it basically gives you the option to ask AI assistant, correct spelling and grammar. So again, if you are not a spelling bee or anything like that, do not fret. You can have this option to correct your spelling and grammar. If truth be told, for me, I already have Google, like Google Chrome has got a spell checker. So even whatever application I am using, it will always highlight any words that are misspelled or it doesn't recognize. And some I do have to add them to dictionary, because Google Chrome technically is American English as opposed to British English. And so some of the words it assumes they are actually spelled wrong, when in fact, no, they're not the way we spell them here. Simple. But if you do not have that kind of feature, this comes in handy, because you can correct your spelling and grammar. You can simplify what you have written. You can ask it to summarize, expand, change the tone. I don't know if many people know about the changing of the tone. Basically, how you write certain things to whatever audience or to whomever, your tone has to reflect, your tone basically has to go according to who you are writing to. For instance, let's say if you're writing a letter of complaint, right? If you are writing a letter of complaint, you are not going to say, oh, you know, I'm so sad that this happened, and I just want to find out if you guys can possibly do anything about that. That tone is just too meek and mild, and basically they'll be like, this one's a pushover. Okay, your tone in that written word letter of complaint is to say, I used the services and I'm highly disappointed that such an amazing company that I thought was amazing would give me such service where I found a fly in my food. Not only would I like my money back, but I would like compensation for the distress that has been caused. If you do not adhere to this, I shall look into taking things further by taking on legal representation. That's going to make them basically buck up their shoulders and actually change. So when we talk about tone, it's kind of like that, you know. So if you're telling a story, obviously you're going to tell it in a certain tone, right, that matches what you're trying to do. So, and when you click on the arrow, it basically gives you those options: formal, informal, optimistic, humorous, serious, skeptical, empathetic, confident, passionate, provocative. I don't know about that, but but you get the point of it, right? So to be able to get that drop-down menu that you just saw, when you click within a block, okay, when you click within a block, literally the block kind of pops up, and then those options are available to you. And those options include aligning your text, AI assistant, making your text bold, putting italics, and adding links to them, as well as obviously things like the footnote and other bits that I showed. But if you do not want that particular block, you can literally click on the three dots on the far right, and at the very bottom there's the option to actually delete the entire block, or you've got the option to copy the block. That way you can paste it again, especially if you want to use certain styles and formats and maintain it. You can copy the styles and paste the styles, so that's there as well. You can group it, you can lock it, you can create a pattern reusable block, you can move it to another page, etc., that sort of thing. And you can also edit it as HTML, because that's a thing as well. You can edit it basically as code as opposed to read, user-friendly ready. And you can obviously, what else? add a before and add an after. So it's got quite a good variety of options available to you. Another thing is, if you want to maybe change the text size, if you look to the right hand side, it basically gives you the options to change the size of the text from small to medium to large to extra large to extra large. There are also some advanced options there, which honestly are not that necessary. The HTML anchor, additional CSS, you literally do not need that. Okay, and then there's things like the dimensions, where you've got the padding and the margins. The padding and the margins are basically, when people view your page, it kind of, the padding and the margin is how much space it has from the edge, and also how much it offers, kind of like padding is kind of like almost like a slight bevel kind of thing, but not entirely, but it's what allows your page to kind of get squeezed in or out, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Maybe I might be able to give an example for that later on, but I'm not sure, because if truth be told, you don't necessarily need that. That's like extra technical stuff that you don't need if you're just trying to do the most basic things first. Okay. And so editor's choice, homes, I've just created the page. And then now I want to go ahead and add extra bits and pieces within the page, such as text. So the block says type / to choose a block, right? And so literally I can just delete that. Okay, hang on. Yep, it's deleted. Because remember, I was able to highlight it before. I've literally just deleted it, but it stays there because it's the text that's prompting you to do what you need to do. Now, whilst I am hovered over it, if you notice, there's a little plus button here. And I also want to say that I am using a dark mode version of the theme. Okay, that's why everything looks dark. So if you're using something that is just normal light mode or normal mode, you'll find that this will all be white, and then the wording is going to be black instead. Okay, so if you see something different, don't think that you've done something wrong. It's just a different theme color that you will happen to be working with. Okay, so on this part, you basically have to go ahead and click the plus button. When you click on that plus, it's basically you adding a block. So when you click that, it gives you the options of the many blocks that you can be able to implement into the page. Remember, this is not a post, this is a page, okay? And the difference between a page and a post, I think it mentions it in the sample page, is that a page, with a page, it's something that doesn't move. It stays in the same place for people to actually go and navigate to whenever they wish to. Whereas a post, if you post a new post in your website, the blog will actually move that one down, and then the next one will come above it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And when it comes to posts, it's basically any news updates and things like that. So it's always ongoing, it's always changing, it's something new every time. That's the difference between a page and a post. And so here, with the block selected and the pop-up menu coming out, you can choose if you've used something previously. The most recently used one, or the most used ones that you have, will always pop up here. But because we haven't done any of that yet, it's just giving us random ones like a group, a paragraph, columns, heading, image, or a list. But if you want to see what more you can add, especially if you're trying to figure out what type of style you want to be able to implement for your page, just go ahead and click on Browse All. And when you click on Browse All, on the left-hand side panel, you will get basically a long panel of many, many options. And I think I went through this briefly in the previous tutorial, but because we're going into detail on how to create posts and pages, etc., I think it's important that I go through it again. So you find that this list pops up, and it's super long. Sorry, I just need to move something that's literally been, there we go. There we go. There was something that was blocking my view on the left and was getting my nerves. So basically you find this long panel, and this long panel basically has got blocks and it's got patterns. Okay, patterns are things like featured post, text, gallery, call to action, banners, headers, footers, testimonials, WooCommerce forms. So these are the things that you implement based on how you want your website to interact with your audience or with your website visitors. Okay, for example, a call to action. Okay, that's something that your website visitors, right, will you know, you're kind of prompting them to kind of like respond, and you're prompting them to basically communicate with you, for lack of a better term, right? And the good thing about it is the call to action, basically it gives you some template options as well that you can be able to use, which I think is amazing. So for example, if I click on that one, you can see editor's choice, the Sims realtor, Sul property. Okay, the call to action is basically watch my latest videos, buy my merch, support me on Patreon, get tickets for my show. So this is if you're an individual and you want to add a page that people can easily navigate through certain things, or if you don't really want much for your full website and you literally just want one homepage, nothing else, and you want people to just be able to click to the other places, and you maybe just reserved your website because you didn't want anyone else to get your domain name, that's something. Okay, you will be able to just utilize this on the one homepage, and voila, your website is literally done. Okay, and then all you have to do once you've implemented it, as you can see, as I've clicked on it, the menu on the left has disappeared, right? Because I don't need it anymore. I've implemented this. And all you have to do, it says, watch my latest videos. Literally click on that. If you have added a page within your website for all your videos, then you can link this to that page. If you wanted to go to your YouTube channel, this is where you can link it to your YouTube channel. So in this case, I've highlighted it. And remember, I showed you the link option. The link option is like a little donut. That's what it looks like to me. But you find the pop-up is there and it's literally right there. That's the link. And when you hover over something, if you are not sure, it will tell you the name. Like literally, I hover over this, it says link. Over this, it says bold, italics. You know what I mean? So it's not too tough, especially if you're not sure, okay, what does this mean? What does this do? You know, this change vertical alignment. This means change items justification, you know, and then this basically is to allow it to move left or right. This is if you've got columns and stuff, it will move it left and right. And so now if you want to add the link, literally click on the link button and search or type your URL. How amazing that you can search. Now the search is not like it's going to go search in the World Wide Web. Unless they've expanded on that, it's never been a thing. However, if it's linking it to another page within your website, then you can do a search. For example, if I want to take it to my portfolio, because maybe the videos might be there, right? I start typing portfolio, what do I get? You can see portfolio pops up right there. Okay, so or anything else that kind of rhymes with it, obviously by the looks of things. Okay, portfolio is right there and you can just click on portfolio and voila, the link is available. So when people actually click on this in the preview or when they're seeing it live, they'll be able to click on that and it will take them straight there. So if it's your YouTube channel that you've added, you can go ahead and do it that way too. So I'm going to do it like this, just to give you an idea. I'm going to click on edit. Okay. If you found that you accidentally typed in the wrong URL or you selected the wrong page, you can literally just click on edit. So like I just did whilst it was still hovered on there, literally click on edit. Or if you thought, oh no, I didn't want the link there, or I don't need the link to be there anymore, you can literally click on this and it will basically unlink it, which means it will delete the link and the link will no longer be visible in that particular section. And so let's say, for example, you want to go ahead and change it, click on the edit and just highlight it and change it. So I'm just going to go to the new tab, go to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to, which channel am I connected to? Okay, I am connected to my Elaka. So I'm just going to go to view channel. That way I can be able to get the channel name. Okay, when I get that, although I don't know why it's giving me all this extra channel, I literally have a custom URL and not that the one that says at official Elaka. I've had Elaka TV because back in the day, when you started your channel, you could easily get your own custom URL. They didn't limit it because obviously it became popular and stuff. Anyways, I'm just going to get that and then go back there, and Control V to paste it in. And as you can see, the link is there. And you can see the option there says advanced. I would recommend that you click on the advanced and I'll tell you why. When you click on the advanced, it gives you the option for them to be able to open the link in a new tab. This particular feature is very, very important, particularly if you are maybe cross-promoting with somebody else. Okay, and the reason why I think it's very important, and also actually if you are linking to YouTube, to your other social media, because you are literally they're going to be leaving your website. But the last thing you want is for them to leave your website and leave your website for good. Ideally, I would say click on open in new tab. Unless it's within your website, do not click on that. Okay, because the person is going to stay within your website. But if they're going to be clicking any link that's coming out of your website, click on open new tab. That way, they still have a tab open with your website, which means the likelihood of them spending more time within your website is higher. And then they'll still be able to go on your social media platforms, right? And access your content there without them basically having your website be dismissed, so to speak. And then when you're happy with that, just go ahead and click on save. Okay. And then you can literally click anywhere, you know, to kind of confirm. And then that's that. Now, because we're still in the editing side of it, every time you are hovered on somewhere that's got a link, the link options will literally show up. Whereas if I go ahead and click that, it's not going to show anymore. Now, if I go to buy merch and I want to link that one, I can just search for the shop page, correct? Because that's where all the merch is. That's where they can go ahead and buy stuff. Shop page, the page is there. I'm linking the page. I don't need to go ahead and if I click on edit to go to advanced and do that, because why? They're staying in my website to purchase my items. So I don't need them, you know, it's not getting redirected to another page, basically, on the website. And then support me on Patreon. Obviously, if you go to Patreon, you can add your Patreon, get tickets for my show. Now, if your tickets are available within your events section of your website, which integrates with WooCommerce, then yeah, lead them to that. If it's outside where it's like Ticketmaster and things like that, obviously do what I showed you when it came to any external links and make sure that it opens a new tab. That way it does not dismiss your website. Okay. And then when it comes to things like these icons, yes, you can literally add icons in there. As you can see, because WordPress actually added it as a template already, it's got some icon links already linked to it, which is basically WordPress.org/patterns. Now, the reason why WordPress has actually added this one is because if you need any patterns, this is where WordPress actually has them. If memory served me well, because I've done this once or twice before, but I've never really needed to. But let me just show you what I'm talking about. There you go. There you go. Different patterns. Basically, these are pretty much this design and everything. That's, I don't know why they call it a pattern. It makes no sense because I expect a pattern. I would have thought they would call them templates, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, when you've got the icons added, you can literally click on an icon, okay? But because they added links already in advance, that's why this is showing up. You can literally just change that to, like, if it's your Instagram, instagram.com, whatever your Instagram account is. This one is, I don't even know what this little / thing is, so let's skip it. If it's Twitter, which is now X, bizarro, you can go to twitter.com and then whatever your name is, and then you can add any others that you would like to be able to kind of like implement. You know, you can change them out and things like that. So I think if I'm not mistaken, if you want to change it out, you can go to this and then block social. Can you see select parent block social icon? So click on that. Where is it? Where is it? Have we selected it? Columns, defaults, logos. No, we're not trying to select because I know this is a whole group. Hang on, which I'll select. I was on Twitter, wasn't I? Yes. Come on, go back. There we go. Duplicate lock. No, I want to add the Twitter label and things like that. Link label. Yeah, that's fine. Link, rel, additional. No, we don't need any of that extras. Okay, because this is a group, hang on. This is literally a group. Because when I click on this, yeah, social icons. So this particular block is a social icons block where you can be able to implement all your social media icons from. So now let me see, hang on. There we go. Can you see when I do that? It's showing how much I've done the measurements and stuff like that, where you want it. So for instance, if you want the, if you don't want so much space around the social icons, you can use this. Remember I spoke about padding, padding and things like that. That's literally what it does. It adds extra space around, but it's not visible to the public. They just see like a nice little space, if that makes sense. And this allows you to kind of measure the padding. And as you can see, as I hover over them, it highlights them. It goes ahead and highlights them. Now, the icons colors, you can see the icon color, they're all black. But if you want to change that, you can literally just click on that and you can change it to whatever other color that you want. Or if you want it to match your entire website, like similar to that pink that it has there, you can do that. Although that's so light, I can hardly see it. And there, if you want it to be pink, even if pink is not my favorite color. You can also add an icon background. Right now, the icon background is literally set to white, but you can literally change that. And that way they've got like a little circle around them. That is obviously an option that you can be able to go with, depending on how you prefer the style of your website to be. Okay, so in this case, I'm actually just going to leave it to be white. That way they can just stay white as is. And then, so here, it gives you the option to basically choose how you want your social media icons to look, right? I don't know if I showed you the back end of social sharing. It also gives you that option where you can basically be able to choose if you want them to be just the icons only, you want the icons with words, you want them to be like a default shape. So here you can see the default is the circles, which is technically what we have here. We just have removed the background, okay? Or you want logo shapes, logos only, okay? Or you want the pill shape. Okay, now the reason why you can't really fully see it is because remember the color that's in the background, right? The color combination may be hard for people to read. Try using a brighter background color and or a darker text. That's actually not nice about it. It's literally saying people won't be able to see this. So what you're doing, mate. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make that black, and then I'm going to make the background color a light pink. And I just did that on purpose so you can see what it was. Because when I chose pill shape, you couldn't see the pill, right? But this is literally what it would look like. So when we talk about logos only, it will literally be the logos only. Okay, when we talk about default, it's with that one with the circle around them with a default. So it depends on the type of style that you want for them. And then let's see, allowed to wrap multiple times. Is there anything else? So basically, when you are initially implementing the social icons in this manner, it will give you the option to go and select the necessary social icons that you actually need to add. So let me try, hang on, see if I can be able to show you in this, even if I might possibly be messing it up. Hang on, social, have I clicked in the right section? Okay, no, hang on. Okay, so this one is not from scratch. I can show you another one from scratch from a different page because this one's already pre-made. So the option it's offering me is actually to be able to add any additional social icons. For example, if I want to add my Amazon, I can literally add it and to add it to the list. Okay, and then I can go ahead and edit it accordingly, add the link. Now, the reason why it's grayed out is because it doesn't have a link. So if I was to be able to go back to it and add a link, did I have a link? Yes. There you go. It's now going to stay dark. So if it has got no link, it will stay grayed out until you add a link. And so within this group, right, because this is a group, it is aware that is for social media icons. And so all you have to do in order to add additional social icons is literally click within the group and make sure you are clicked within the group first. Because if you click out here like this, right, it will literally ask you to literally add a whole new section, a whole new block. So you have to be clicked within that group where it recognizes socials. And if you're not sure, look to the right and it will give you an idea. So here it literally says social icons, display icons, link into your social media profiles or sites. Okay, so whilst clicked in there, then the plus button will literally just give you the option for other social options. Obviously, these are not the only social options available. And that little / is actually Bandcamp. Okay, good to know. If I click on browse all, then you can find all the other social icons because, for example, people who are on TikTok, I'm sure TikTok is somewhere. So if I search for TikTok, there it is. I can be able to add it. If I want to add Spotify, I can go ahead and add it. Okay, and then you just have to remember every time you add a link that you need, it's actually a good thing because it does let your clients or website visitors know that this particular icon actually doesn't have a link at this time. So there's no point in me clicking on it. Okay, so with that said, that's pretty much if you want something very simple, you can literally get the page template that way. That aside, I'm going to come out of it. Hang on. Editor's choice homes. Okay, so I want to get rid of this whole thing, actually. I actually want to get rid of this whole block. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete because that was just for example purposes. So if you want to add other items apart from the one that I just showed you, I'm going to go ahead. I've just clicked plus. I've clicked the browse all so we can see all of them again. If you remember, we got that one from patterns, right? And we got that one from call to action. Call to action is something that basically gets whoever your website visitors to actually interact with your website in some way, shape, or form. And then the others is things like footers and things like that. Footers, I think we've talked about footers. They're the ones that you find at the bottom with social media and stuff like that. I don't know how many template options it's got available. Let's have a look. Okay, there's more coming up. And with footers, you can get big ones and small ones. Like, for example, this one is nice and slim. This one is a little bit bigger because this one, I think, has an option. This looks like a search bar or a mailing list. A footer with search, site title, and credit line. Good. I like the fact that when you hover over it, it actually tells you what it is that you will be given, basically. Left aligned footer. This one is basically centered footer with social links. Footer with site title and credit line. This one is full width footer with background color and 3 columns. So you can be able to actually create your entire page without having to do too much typing, too much work, because you can literally collect all the bits and pieces that you need and add them to those pages according to how you want your website. All you have to make sure is if you want your entire website to have a particular format, I would recommend that when you make your homepage, have your homepage be the initial template, okay? And then make your homepage before you make all the other pages that you're going to use, and then duplicate the pattern or the whole pattern of the homepage when you're creating the new pages. And then that way you can just change the titles of those pages, etc., and the content that's within the pages. And then you maintain things like your menu, you maintain, or your menu actually will stay where it's at anyways. You maintain things like your footer, because basically if you implement the footer in this way on one page, it's likely that it's not going to be the same on the other pages. So just for the sake of ensuring you have got consistency across the entire website, you can be able to copy that particular design and copy it across all the other pages after you've created the initial one, which is your home page, and that's the one that you maintain as your base for the template, if I am making any sense whatsoever. But just to give you an idea, if I decide to click on that, there you go. Say block pattern, footer with search title, inserted. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and there it is. Now, because I haven't got anything else on this particular page, it looks bizarre that the footer is literally right to the top, right? But do not fret. You can literally go ahead and add another block. And then this is just, you know, going through, and maybe you want to add a block that's got what can I add? What can I add? A block that's got, let's say, an image. Okay, just an image, because that's a lot easier, to be honest. And when you add the image block, it inserts it, it prompts you to either upload from your device, select an image that's from the gallery, or insert from URL if you're getting it from somewhere else and you just want to embed it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and click on select image. Okay, select image, and you get that drop down menu. Remember, you can get it from your media library. You can get from Google Photos. That's if you have connected your Google account to your WordPress account. So you'll be able to get it from your Google Photos, or you can get it from my favorite platform for stock images, which is Pexels. And it literally says Pexels free photos. I love that. And then this is a new one called Openverse. But we are going to go ahead and go to Pexels. Okay. And it literally doesn't take you to another website. You literally have the pop-up and you can go ahead and choose. Now, I don't know if clouds was the last thing that I searched or it's just a default, but I want property, right? Because this is all about property. Property. And then search. And there you go. So you can literally use any of these images without a copyright, anyone trying to get you to, you know, say, oh, you're using my images without permission, etc., that sort of thing. No, mate. WordPress has a deal with Pexels. And honestly, you don't have to have a deal with Pexels. You can still go and collect them from Pexels yourself and implement them in WordPress and just credit the person who photographed. That's literally all you have to do, and it will cost you absolutely nothing. And so in this case, let's see, property. Let's find, oh, that's a nice interior. Okay, this is a cute little coin house. Let's add that. I've selected that one and I'm going ahead and click on select. And when you do that, it literally implements the picture. And you can see photo by Pixabay on Pexels. What is Pixabay using Pexels? That is hilarious, considering Pixabay is also its own website. Okay, but I'm not complaining. So once you have added the photograph, right? And this is if you've added any photograph, by the way, okay? If you're creating a blog, etc., if you've added any photograph, you basically have now the option to do whatever it is that you need with the photo, depending on the style that you're looking for. Remember, this depends on your branding. This depends on how you want it to be displayed to the general public. And so if, for instance, the picture's way too big, right? You're like, this is going to take up the entire page. It's going to look ostentatious. I don't like that. I just want it to be little with a light caption and I'm done. You can see the little dots that it has there. Those dots are basically indicators to say you can actually use those corners to resize the image. So all I have to do is literally on that little dot and I'm resizing the image literally to make it small or make it even bigger. Okay, so that's one really huge thing I do like about WordPress. You can basically do that. And once you're done, just click away anywhere and then it will let go. But once you've got the image selected, not only will you be able to format it and, resize it, it says apply duotone filter. This is aligning it if you want it to be more center aligned. Right now it says none. I tend to, especially for TGZ, for example, I like them to be center aligned. So I always do that. And then this one is if you want to remove the caption, because remember, it's got a caption down there. Or if you want to add a caption, it gives you the option to add the caption as well if the caption is not there. And if you want your image to have a link, you can literally insert the link and you can make that link so that it opens the link into a new tab. This one allows you to crop the picture. Now, you might have looked, some people might have seen what I just did when I resized the image, that it's cropping. That's not cropping, that's just resizing the image and everything is still visible to the eye, right? Cropping is basically you click on the crop option and I use, it's a bit bizarre how their cropping tool works, because I thought initially, I remember a couple of years ago, so when they initiated the crop tool, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it will come up like the way the Microsoft Office one, shows up with the little like corner icons in the sides, and then I can just crop it that way. No, you see these boxes, and literally whilst you're on it, hovering over it, you have to use your mouse scroll, and you literally scroll in and out, and that's what crops it in and out, literally. Okay, and I don't really like this feature very much, to be honest, because it doesn't give you that much precision. And then after you've cropped it, like zoomed in, basically, you can use that, you can click on it and then move it around. So there are pros and cons. The pro is you can crop. The con is it's not very precise. The good thing is it exists. Okay, so I'm gonna click Control Z. I'm gonna actually just click cancel because I don't have to. I'm gonna click cancel and then just maintain that. So the other things that you can be able to do is add text over the image. So that's an option. It literally allows you to just add the text. Why are you putting the caption there? That's not what I asked you to do, mate. But you can literally add text on there. And then I'm just going to do this and do undo because I don't like that. But that gives you an idea. Like, for example, if, again, depending on what you're trying to reference on the picture, etc., then you can go ahead and add the text. Once you actually add the text, I think if I'm not mistaken, it gives you design options to be able to make it like the text can maybe just have like a white bar behind it. That way the text is clear and the image around it is also just as clear. But also bear in mind, every time you have selected a block, a picture, a video, anything that, so long as you have clicked on it within the page or the post, you always have something that will pop up on your right-hand side, which is basically the page editor or block, which basically gives you more detailed things that you can do to it. For instance, alternative text for this particular picture, because that's how the metadata was created when this photograph was taken, is that it says it's a beige bungalow house. Now, the reason why things like this are really, really good with images is when someone is searching for a beige bungalow house in pixels, or even when we went and searched for the image, this one would show up on the list. So alternative text is good like that because it does actually add to the metadata. But for the most important part, alternative text is actually good for people for accessibility. So for example, if certain devices, the picture doesn't show, the alternative text is what you are going to see instead. That way people have an idea what it is that they're supposed to be looking at. Okay. And then aspect ratio, it says custom, scale, cover, contain, even the width and the height. I mean, literally you can change it manually here, but to be honest, you've got this to be able to do that. Okay. Resolution, full size, that's always what I recommend. But if you're trying to make thumbnails, etc., something different, you've got the option to actually be able to do that as well. Okay, so now that we've added the picture, bear in mind, right, I mentioned it looks odd that you've got your footer above right next to the top. That's not what you want, because the footer belongs in the bottom, correct? So all you have to do is when you click on that particular block and you want to move it, there's some 2 arrows there. All you have to do is click on the arrow, and literally when you hover over it, it says move down, and then the one above says move up. But we want to move it down. So when you click on move down, it literally takes it down, and then whatever is beneath it will come above it. So when you are adding certain content, you don't always have to fret about what you've added first, especially if you're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because so long as they are in their own individual blocks, you can literally move them up and down until you've got them in the right spaces. And so basically, this is roughly how the page will look like. So if I was to try and do a preview, because there should be an option to preview. What is the preview? What is this? Preview. Oh, okay. That icon is new. Click on preview. Okay, desktop, tablet, that's why. Preview in new tab. So I'm sending it to preview and it is working. It's working. And this is roughly what the page looks like. Okay. You've got the footer there. I hate the fact that it's got another footer there, but I think there's it's possible to be able to get rid of this other footer, because it's literally saying the same thing twice. The Sims Realtor, proudly powered by WordPress. Now, this is if you're using a WordPress template and it's not a template that you fully paid for, it will always have the powered by WordPress. I would always recommend, if you're using a WordPress template that is free, it does give you the option to be able to change what the footer looks like in terms of the powered by. You can literally just have the logo, the WordPress logo, and that's it. That way you don't get this whole long-winded thing, and it looks a lot neater, I think, for your brand. And so let me go back to the page that we're editing. And so basically, once you've got more than one block added to your page or post, honestly, you find that when you're hovering in between blocks, it always brings up this little blue line. And when you click on it, it prompts you what other block would you like to add. So let's say, for example, you want to add a paragraph. It does that. And then you can just, start typing whatever it is that you need to type, etc. Obviously, it's going to help you with spell check if you want, As a matter of fact, let me use this opportunity to see if we can even utilize the AI. Okay. So what do I have around me that I can be able to read off of? What do I want to say? Okay. I'm just going to come up with anything. These properties we are showcasing are the ones we deem to be the best of the best. You've heard it here. Come on. Here first, okay? Done. And so if you want to go ahead and improve the way your writing is, if you're not sure, I don't think I wrote that quite well. Literally, within the block, you can literally click on the AI. You don't even have to highlight because you're within the block, so it will recognize it. Click on that and ask AI assistant, simplify, summarize, change tone. So you can basically ask it to expand. Maybe if you feel you couldn't write more and you're like, I want to add more to this, just click on the word expand. And then the AI will start writing, which I think is so amazing. There you go. It's literally just expanded on what you have already written. Is it still going? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's still going. And it's done. How amazing is this? So it's expanded on the little that I've written. So in today's increasingly, wow. Okay, I actually want to read this. In today's increasingly competitive real estate market, finding the perfect property can be a daunting task. That's why we've done the hard work for you and handpicked a selection of the finest properties available. Our team of experts has carefully evaluated each property, considering factors such as location, architectural design, amenities, and overall value. As you browse through the properties we are showcasing, you'll notice the attention to detail and dedication to excellence that sets them apart. From luxurious penthouses with panoramic city views to charming countryside estates nestled amidst picturesque landscapes, we have curated a collection that caters to a variety of tastes and preferences. Each property has its own unique features that makes it stand out from the rest, whether it is a state-of-the-art gourmet kitchen, a private spa and wellness center, or a meticulously landscaped garden. These properties offer a lifestyle that is second to none. Imagine sipping your morning coffee on a sun-drenched terrace, overlooking the shimmering ocean, of hosting unforgettable gatherings in a spacious open concept living area with floor-to-ceiling windows. But it's not just about the physical attributes of these properties. We understand that a home is more than just a structure. It's a place where memories are made, where dreams are realized, and where you can truly be yourself. That's why we take great pride in presenting properties that not only provide the utmost in comfort and luxury, but also offer a sense of warmth, tranquility, and belonging. Whether you're looking for a primary residence, a vacation retreat, or a lucrative investment opportunity, our carefully curated selection of properties is sure to impress even the most discerning buyer. So go ahead, explore our listings, and let us help you find the property of your dreams. Your journey to a new chapter in your life starts here. And then at the bottom, it gives a disclaimer to say, please note that availability and prices are subject to change. Contact us for the most up-to-date information and to schedule a private viewing. This is amazing. And all you have to do is click on accept. Once you've accepted, that's your text. Now you can choose to reformat this text, okay? In order to reformat the text, just click within the block and basically, it's this drop-down menu. You can just justify. I always prefer text to be justified. So with each paragraph, you can literally click on it and justify. Click on the paragraph, justify, because I feel like if you justify your text, it helps it look a lot better. And there you go. And as you can see, because I use the Google spell checker, tranquility has been highlighted, underlined with red. So I'm going to just double check it and see what it's offering me. Tranquility. Okay. I don't know if it was spelled wrong. Oh, with a double L. So the other one had just one L. That's weird. And so literally the AI has expanded on literally about 4 lines that I made. 3 lines. And it expanded it to this whole other sentence. So if you are, for instance, creating your own About Us page and you really are not sure and you do want to be a little bit more verbose in the wording, you can use the AI to kind of assist you, to be honest, you know. And so this is how you can be able to do it. Basically, you add your image with a caption. If it's something that you need a reference point and it's not something that you necessarily have to have your own original images, you can get them from Pixels, add it on, and then at the bottom, add your footer. But if your website already has a footer, you don't necessarily need this, or you can go ahead and remove each individual page. Okay. What else do I need to explain in regards to this? So just to give you an idea, the way I have gone ahead and added the image, typed in the text, how I've shown you to add the different blocks, it's literally the exact same method that you need in order to be able to write and create posts. The only slight difference with posts is that you need to make sure that your categories and your tags are actually already there. So this is what we are about to do next. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this page, okay, and I'm going to leave it published. Okay, because technically, have I published this whole website yet? I'm not sure if I have. I'm going to leave this published. And then we're just going to go back to the dashboard. Okay, it gives you the option, obviously, to view pages, because that's where we were. It takes you back to where you originally were. And so now we are going to go to the post section. Okay, now that you have an idea on how to go ahead creating your page, how to go about typing within the page, which, like I said, is a very same method that you need for posts, except posts have some slight extra bits and pieces. So in this case, before we even go into creating a new post, we are going to add some features to the post that will enable your post to be visible, or should I say more visible through search engine optimization. And so in this case, when I go and hover on post, right, not click, hover, you find it's got the option for all posts, just like it had for pages. Okay, all posts, add new, and then you can see these other two sections that says categories and tags. Those are really, really important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on the word post. That way it just expands the menu on the side, and then I can go back and forth. Now, just like the page that was the sample page that was there when you initially basically created the website, the same way a post comes as a sample post is always available to you, and you can see it's uncategorized. And the reason why it's uncategorized is because you haven't set your categories. Okay, and so that's what we're about to work on. Your tags and your categories have to be set before you actually post your first post. I feel like I used the word post a little bit too much, but anyways, so click on categories. When you click on categories, basically it takes you to the section where all your categories are. As you can see here, it's got the uncategorized and categorized already there. So we want to edit that though, because we don't want to keep it that way. We don't want any of our posts to be tagged as uncategorized, right? So the options that are available to us, we can go ahead and click on edit or click on quick edit. We're going to just go ahead and click on quick edit because that's all we need to do. Now, for me, what is my standard default that I do with all the website? I always have a category called latest because that's always going to go in the blog post in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type it as latest. And I'm going to make sure the category is actually in all caps, but the slug for the category is going to be in lowercase. Even if you type it in all caps, it will automatically change it to lowercase. Just to show you what I mean is, let me type it in uppercase as well. And then I'm just going to click on update category. Okay. When I update that, you see it's got latest, and you can see the word latest has changed to lowercase because for the slug, it always changes it to a lowercase. And you can even add a description to the category if you want to be more detailed. But if truth be told, I wouldn't worry about that just as yet. Okay. And so what tends to happen is once you have been using your website for a while and you've got your variety of categories available to you, you find that the more posts have tagged to that particular category, it has a count. So for example, if you've posted like 5 times and those 5 times you've tagged them with the category latest, it will actually say count 5 on there. So I really do like about that. So in order to create your category, so now this is like a Sims realtor, this is to do with property, right? So obviously we're going to add the word property as a category because this, even if it's obvious that that's what we're doing, it is for the sake of search engine optimization. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to click on add new category, and it's going to add it to this list. There you go. And then literally any other new ones you add, and you just keep going, add, and they'll keep appearing on this list. Now, for example, if I want to add under house flipping, let's say house flipping, right? House flipping. And then house flipping there and there too, and I add that as a category. Now under house flipping, you can have subcategories such as renovations, buyers, sellers, auctions, right? And so there I can be able to say buyers. Let me put renovations first. Renovations. Okay, once I put renovations up there, as you can see there twice, it's got an option that says parent category. Because I want renovations to go under house flipping, all I have to do, because I have already created the main category, which is house flipping, all I have to do is click on that drop down menu and it will offer me all the categories that are already there and I get to choose. So I'm going to choose house flipping as the main category that renovations goes under, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on add new category. And as you can see, when it appears on the right hand side, the word renovations has actually got a little dash in front of it, and that's because it is a subcategory of house flipping. And so if you are creating a robust menu options or category options and things like that, this is how you can go about compartmentalizing everything. And so, for example, if it's new build, right, you can even add under new build developers, you know, you can put developers, you can do locations. And so kind of work around it. Obviously, I'm giving an example based on this because it's property. Like, for example, if you've got a beauty website and you want to compartmentalize that, so maybe you can do one that says skincare, and then under skincare you can put facial wash, right, facial washes, and then under facial washes then you can put like exfoliator, serum, rub, whatever, you know, stuff like facial washes. And then you can maybe have under skincare again, you can have under body lotions, right, body lotion, foot lotion, hand lotion, this lotion, those can be subcategories under that. And then you can have another category called makeup, and then under makeup you can have a section that's got lipsticks, right, and then under lipsticks can have its own subcategory that will say matte, gloss, this, that, and the other. And then you can have different foundations under that, you know, under makeup, say foundations, and then under that you can have liquid, you know, liquid, powder, etc. You know, I think you kind of get the gist of it. And that's where this parent category comes into play. And you have to bear in mind, once you have utilized the parent category, the next time it's prompting you to add a new category, if that category is not going to go under that same parent category, make sure that you move back to none. Okay, always watch out for that, because you might accidentally end up putting something underneath, and then you have to go ahead and edit it after the fact. And so that's how you go ahead and you create your categories. And now let's move on to the tags. The tags are basically the back end of a website that are equal to what you guys see as hashtags on social media. This is what came first, bitty dubs, okay? Tags and the back end of websites as part of metadata were first before the hashtag. The hashtag is basically just you seeing the skeleton of it. Okay, and with the tags, honestly, with the tags, it's very, very simple. They don't have to be uppercase. They can all be lowercase. And you can literally take a lot of the words that you utilized in the category section and implement them in the tags, because they have this similar type of job to do. The only difference is tags are the ones that kind of really the algorithm looks for those tags around the web. And so in this case, I'm going to write property again. Property. Okay, and then I'm going to add the new tag. It's going to appear on this side once it's done. There you go. And then I'm going to add another one to say house flipping. House. Come on. House flipping. Add that new tag. Okay, new builds. I'm taking my time doing all this. I don't even need to do this. But honestly, the reason why I have to show you how to do this is because it applies on more than one section of WordPress sites. So not only do you have to create categories and tags for your posts, but guess where else you need to add it? Which is what we are going to be moving to after we finish with the post section. You are going to be needing it for the WooCommerce products. Okay, right here. So if I hover on products right now, okay, all products, like everything else, all products, add new. It's got categories and tags and attributes as well as reviews. Attributes is basically, what's the attributes again? I think it's the variations and stuff like that. I can't fully remember what that part is because I've never really used it, if truth be told. And so once you have basically added all your categories and all your tags, let's pretend we've added a robust amount of tags and categories. Now we want to go ahead and write our first post, okay? When you are creating your first post, you basically go ahead and click on add new. When you go and click on add new, you have to go ahead and add your title, just like the page. You add your title, you add your block, whatever, which in most cases, it's a post, it's most likely you're going to be writing a lot of text, right? So type whatever you need to add, embed whatever video you need to embed. And you know the beauty about it, if you're trying to embed a video to your a post, or even your page for that matter, you literally don't have to do too much. For instance, if I go to EPCreativeMedia and I go to videos and I collect a link, where's my property ones? There you go. And I collect that link, right? Let me get the share link and copy it there. And then I go back to the editor. Where was I? Oh my gosh, where am I? And there we go. If I literally just do Control V, or you right click and you do paste, okay, and add the link, guess what? You will not see the link, but you will see the embedded video. And WordPress is really, I love the fact that it's advanced, that it automatically embeds the video. And then again, if you find that you added the video at the top and you want it to go at the bottom, just add your new paragraph, block paragraph, type whatever it is that you need to type. And then when you're finished, literally move that up, and then the video will be at the bottom of it and you're done. So you can literally easily reposition things and move them up and down. And then the title, you know, my perfect build, you know, my perfect house or whatever. Actually, make a house because build was like very Sims, although this is technically the Sims realtor. My perfect house. And then you will find that once you have finished typing and adding all the elements that you need to add to the post, remember I mentioned about always paying attention to the right-hand side. Well, when it comes to posts, it is very, very important because there's a lot of things you need to be able to implement there. So one of the first things that I pay attention to personally is the categories. So as soon as I have finished typing my post, the first thing I do, oh my gosh, that was so cheesy. The first thing I do is basically add the categories. And so the one that I always add as standard is latest, because I always want the latest post to appear in the latest feed, okay, or the news feed or the blog post. That's why the latest is always there, because that one will always automatically appear within the latest section. And so I always have that one. And then if it's property, I can click property. This was not, was this a house flip for renovation? No, it could have been a renovation under something else, under new build. So you click that one accordingly. And then you move on to the tags, okay? And you find that if your menus are not expanded, just look at the arrows and just expand them and you'll see the options available to you. So the tags here is not expanded. And then I'm going to start adding tags. Bear in mind, it already has some of the tags I've added, correct? And so when I start to type the tags it already has in the system that I have added or that you have added will try to appear. So in this case, I'm going to start typing property. As you can see, as I type property, okay, the word property has shown up and I can just click on it. Okay, and then new build. Okay, when I start typing new build shows up and I can just click on it. And so you literally can continue doing this over and over again, basically in the same way until you get all the tags. Now, in this case, this is where you can add additional tags, especially if you didn't remember to add the tags on the back end. You can actually add new tags right here whilst you're typing your post. And the same goes for the categories. You see the option here, it says add new category. So if you hadn't added a category and you think, oh, actually, this would be a really good one to add to this particular post, you can actually go ahead and add it, and to add it to the list on the back end as well. And so you can go ahead and add like latest, because it's a latest post, and any other tags that you think will be relevant, you know, for this particular thing. And in order to kind of like add the next tag, literally when you type, I can like new post, and then I click on literally press on the comma. Press on comma. The comma basically is like pressing enter when you're typing the post. Typing whatever the post name that you want to add, the tag name, and then click on press on comma. It basically adds an additional one, and that's how you add to your tags. Remember, the tags are important because they help with search engine optimization. And now once you are finished with the categories, with the tags, you move on to the next section, which is the featured image. Your featured image is very important because when you share the link to that post on social media, in most cases than not, if it does not have a if it does not have a why am I losing myself? If it does not have a, what's the word I'm looking for? A featured image, that's it. I don't know, it's right there in front of my face. If it does not have a featured image, it's likely that the link, yes, will show, but the link won't be that attractive to the masses simply because there's no image to try and give people an idea of, you know, what to expect. And people are more responsive to images. You know, that's why Instagram works so well. People are more responsive to images. And so you have to go ahead and type and add your featured image. And when you want to go and add your featured image, depending on what it is, if you've already uploaded the image within your, obviously your device, you can get it from the media library. Or You can get it from Pexels if it's something that you think, oh, actually, I can maybe look for an image that would be more attractive as a featured image. You can go ahead and add it from there. Okay. In this particular situation, because we're going to use Pexels again as an option. Now it's giving me river. That is hilarious. I'm just going to type in house and enter. Okay. There we go. House, enter, and then here's a beach house, kind of similar to what we've, although I think the one I built is better, but that's The Sims, but that's neither here nor there. And it's gone and added the featured image. And then if you don't like your featured image, it's giving you the option to remove it or to replace it. So when you click on replace, it gives that same option again. And then you can go to your media library. And as a matter of fact, if you're trying to get one from within your media library, but you want to get it from your device and you don't have it here yet, you can literally see that other tab. It says upload files. And then this will allow you to go and select or drag a file and add it there. So I'm going to go ahead and just cancel that because I don't need that. And so after you finish that, go to the next section, which is the excerpt. The excerpt is basically what it is that you want people to see as a preview to your post when it's shared on social media again. And also, the excerpt is what you see when people are seeing the preview of the blog itself within your website. Because remember, the entire blog post will not be visible to people who visit your website there and then, right? So they'll be able to just see a preview of what the text is, and then they have to click on it in order to see the full text. So that's what the excerpt is. For me personally, whenever I write a blog post, the excerpt is always the first few lines of the first paragraph, and then I just copy and paste it there, and that's done. That makes it so much easier. You don't have to type a whole different excerpt unless you want to. For marketing purposes, you can go ahead and do that, but the easiest way to do it is just get the first part of your introduction of that particular paragraph of that page of that post, and then copy and paste it there, just a couple of lines and you're good. And then the last but not least is the discussion. The discussion is basically where you can check to make sure that you've allowed comments and allowed pingbacks and trackbacks. Now, comments is basically for people obviously to comment within that post. You can block comments, especially if it's something that's more sensitive and you don't want anyone to leave nasty comments. You can switch off comments in that section. You can even switch off comments site-wide. And then allow pingbacks and trackbacks. Pingbacks and trackbacks is basically when people share your blog post to other platforms, right? And then when they do that, it will ping back to your website to say that your post has actually been shared to another place. And so now that you've done all the bits and pieces, you're happy with the tag, with the context, you're happy with the post options that are available in order to make you more visible on the internet. The next thing that you need to do is decide whether you want to go ahead and publish your post right now. You do have the option to publish immediately, which is what it's saying here. Or when you click on the word immediately, it gives you the option to schedule it for another time. And so if I was to change the time to, let's say, 9 o'clock, right, 21 hours, then it will post it then, or tomorrow it will post it then, because I've got everything ready. Okay, and then also if you've got like a membership, you want to make it private, password protected, you get to choose which audience get to have access to this particular post. And then if you're happy with that, you can go ahead and click on publish. Now, when you click on publish, the options are there available for the social media. Remember, I mentioned social media and synchronizing it with social media. So obviously it's here, it's showing you some of the stuff it already showed you before: visibility, public, publish when, immediately, AI assistance. I'm not sure if you read why you would need that, but it's asking for one last time to check for mistakes and verify the tone of your post before publishing, which is fine. SEO, which is search engine optimization. So this is basically any other description you would like to give your post for people when they're searching for it. That's what's going to show up, the title and the description. And I do love this feature. It's a jetpack feature. And I say it's a jetpack feature because any ones that you see with this little thing, like little zap, those are jetpack features, just so you know. That's why I emphasized a lot on why jetpack is amazing. And it's really good to make sure that your website functions fully, because it adds additional features that you wouldn't normally have elsewhere. And so you've got that option. Always show pre-published checks. That's an important one. Make sure that's always checked. And then also the one is social preview. Okay, preview what this will look like on social networks and Google search. So you can literally go ahead and click on preview, and then it will show like Google, this is how it looks. Twitter, this is how it will look. Okay, Facebook, this is how it will look. So you get to really see like how people are going to see your stuff once it goes across social media, which is amazing. This is LinkedIn and this is Tumblr. Okay, this is how it will look. And now, had I had the social networks connected on here as well on the side, it would give me the option to also automatically post this particular post, publish this post onto those particular social media, except for Twitter because they're haters. But you can automatically post to Instagram. You can automatically post to Facebook pages. You can automatically post to Tumblr. And you can also automatically post to LinkedIn as well. So that's the advantage. You get to do it once there and it goes across the board. Hence the importance of making sure, right? I'm going to cancel this publish, making sure that you've got all these bits and pieces in check, because those will reflect how it will look on those social media platforms. Although it's showing you the option of how it will look on Twitter, I'm not understanding why that preview is there, because it won't do it. Okay, Twitter has been disabled unless there's another agreement that recently came into place. But I know that Twitter got disabled for social posting automatically from WordPress, unless they're made up. So that kind of gives you an idea of how to go about and creating new posts. And so let me see. I'm just going to do this. Beautiful Sims for Sulani property. And then I'm just going to, does it recognize the word Sulani? It's trying to give me to say salami. It's Sulani. That exists. Okay, and then I'm just going to get the AI to kind of slightly expand on it. Okay, this is just so I can be able to publish the post, and then you can see roughly what it would look like if you were to have it. My gosh, not only does Sulani offer, oh, that is so cute. Happy simming. It recognizes that it was The Sims. Wait a minute. If you're a fan of The Sims 4 and are you kidding me right now? That is amazing. Anyway, if you're a fan of The Sims 4 and you're looking for a beautiful property in the Sulani neighborhood, you're in luck. Sulani is a breathtaking tropical paradise filled with pristine beaches. It actually is. Crystal clear waters. Okay, last time I read that other one fully, and that took up a bit of time. But I'm going to go ahead and, this is so cute. I'm going to be deleting all of this, but this is way too cute that it actually, just from one line, it figured out that I'm talking about The Sims 4 fully and stuff. Like, I mean, I did say Sims 4, right? I think. But this is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on accept. And here's the thing. If you don't like what it's expanded on, you can literally just reject what it's written and maybe try and do a redo, you know. So it went and expanded on it. And then, you know, you can have the option of adding an image. So in this case, I can go ahead and click on upload and then get one from there, if it will let me. Please do not freeze. I do not have time for any freezing right now. Hang on, where is screenshots? Yes. Oh no, this is not the right folder. Take me. Oh, great. I've just taken myself back twice. Sometimes I annoy myself. Okay, gaming, and then screenshots. Where's the word screenshot? There it is. I need to put it in uppercase so I can see it better. And then if I want the Sulani property, I don't know why I'm trying to be specific, and I don't even have to be. I've got over 2,000 pictures in here, and I think I'm going to find it by scrolling through like this. Am I having a laugh? Okay, I'm just going to pick I was hoping I could easily find the picture, because I really want to move on from this so that we can start going through the shop. Because like I said to myself, I want to keep this live. It's nearly an hour and a half. And so maximum 30 more minutes and we're done. Okay, 30 more minutes and we are done. Please, one more time. Because it takes so long to load everything. And I think once you see, it literally tries to reload everything again. Oh my gosh, this is tedious. It closes everything off and then it just starts to reload them, doesn't it? Yeah, this is not working. Okay, we're just going to use this property, this other one here, because I know I've got them here. Even if it's not the same house, this will have to do. Yep, it's not Sulani, it's Strangerville, but it will do. Okay, so let's say you've added like your heading. If it's still loading, there we go. Okay, the picture is actually fine. I don't even have to resize it. And then as you can see, my Google, because it does spell check, Neighborhood. How does it want me to spell neighborhood. So I did change my Google to British English because this is how we spell neighborhood. We've got a U in it. And then breathtaking, it wants me to do it like that. And then the only thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use the drop down arrow and I'm just going to justify the text. Just literally click within the paragraph and justify the text to line it, because that always looks so much better, if truth be told. Because like this, where it's like that, it never looks as tidy. So I always make the effort to justify text whenever I need to. Okay, mouth-watering. I had a feeling it was going to hyphenate it. And then when I'm done, basically, I go ahead and click on publish, and the post gets published. Okay. And then I'm actually going to remove that because that shouldn't be there. Okay. Literally got rid of that block and then update it. So let's say, for example, you've gone back to your post and you want to edit something that you've already posted. You can literally go edit it and then just click on update. It even offers you the option to view the post, to which it would redirect you to the post itself. And this is the, oh my gosh, the featured image is ridiculously big. I hate that. That is Mahusiv. What is this? Who is she? Where did you find her? I hate that. But this is massive. But this is where you can kind of like work on choosing the right size featured image, make it smaller, etc. That sort of thing before adding it. Because I can bet you any money, had I had a smaller featured image, it wouldn't be this big. So let's try and change the featured image. So let's say, for example, you find yourself in this kind of conundrum. It's an easy fix. Literally just go back, click on edit, because you'll be already logged in as the site owner. Click on edit at the top, edit post, and then just go back to where the featured image is and click on replace. And then we are going to go to media library, and we're actually going to go and get the photo. So here right now, it's literally selected that one. We don't want that, so we're going to deselect it, right? Because the idea is we want more. So load more, because we know there's more. Thank you. We're going to take that one in hopes that it's going to be a smaller featured image. So we're going to update, and then we're going to click on view post. It's also just as big, but I feel like it looks so much better. Okay. But then again, the reason why it looks this big is because of the type of template that we are currently using. And so all this can actually be changed depending on what style you choose for your website. Okay. And so this gives you an idea though, right? You've added your post, you've added the video, and you are pretty much good to go. And so now let us go ahead and sort out the shop page. Okay. And so in order to be able to work on your shop, I'm going to go to, hang on, I've got too many things open at the same time. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Okay. So when you're in the front end, you can literally just go back to the dashboard. And then in the dashboard area, I'm going to go to the WooCommerce section, and I'm going to go right under WooCommerce. There's a section for products, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the word products. Okay, once I've got the word product clicked on, it's revealed, obviously, remember last time I gave an example of adding the property, stranger view property, and I put like as in stock, etc. And I was able to add all the necessary tags, right? And if I go to tags here, because I added the tags from the front end before, all the tags have been added here, which is great. Okay, and then the categories as well. If I add all the categories, because I added them there you go. And if you notice, uncategorized is still very much there. So I'm going to do a quick edit of that one because we don't want to maintain that, do we, for the products that we have. So we can put this one is just in, okay, because I think that will probably be the most important tag, and then just update that category, because the uncategorized category can never be deleted. You can only just amend it, unfortunately. So wherever it appears, wherever it's been added in WordPress, you can't delete it. You just have to rename it, and then you'll be able to use it just like you use all the other ones. Okay. And so in this case, the good thing is we already have the tags. And so I don't have to go through that with you because you've already seen how I've done that in the post section. It works in the exact same way. And then the payments, basically, you know, if I click on payments. So hi, Run your business and manage your payments all in one place with no setup costs or monthly fees. Okay, so here it's asking me to finish setup. Obviously, I can't do that because I'm not trying to turn this actual website into a commerce website. So that will kind of defeat the purpose, right? And so what I'm actually going to do is I am going to go to the Elaka website, and that's the one I'm going to use as a template. I'm just checking to see if I'm logged in. That way, if I need to log in, I don't have to show that on screen and reveal my privacy stuff. So I'm going to just log into the Elaka website. Okay. Okay, so we're now on the Elaka website, and this is the dashboard for the Elaka website. Okay, as you can see, once your website is actually up and running, in my case, I've got quite a number of features here. I've got Wordpress, which is really good at defending and stuff like that. As you see, I've got Instagram feed, which is a plugin. These are all additional plugins that you can be able to implement on your website to be able to add Instagram, etc., that sort of thing. But the basis of this tutorial is just to show you the basics. If you do want to add things like Instagram, etc., on the widget area, once you have installed Jetpack will have those available to you, and all you have to do is enter your username, etc., that sort of thing, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so you don't have to worry about adding any additional plugins for that, especially if you're a beginner. And so from the viewpoint using the Elaka website, so I'm kind of doing this is what I made for you before. But first thing I need to do is update whatever plugins I need to update. I strongly, highly recommend, once your website is up and running, once you log into your dashboard every single time, always look at the very top there. When you see that little, like, circling arrows, it will give you the number of plugins that need updating or number of items that need updating within your website. I recommend that you always do that first before you proceed to the rest of your website, because when you don't have elements within your website updated, it can cause problems if you're trying to proceed as usual within your website. So in this case, it's telling me that Elementor needs updating, Facebook for WooCommerce needs updating, Printful needs updating, Royal Elementor add-ons, the events calendar, and WooCommerce again. Okay, so I'm just going to click on select all, and I'm going to go ahead and update. The update, honestly, process is very, very easy. You just have to sit there for a couple of minutes or less than a minute sometimes, depending on how fast your internet is. And you find that it updates in no time. So right now, I'm literally sitting back and I'm waiting for it to finish the updating. And how I know that it's still going is because I've got an X at the top there. Once it's finished, that's going to turn into a little semicircle type thing. And so now that it's finished, as you can see, semicircle, and everything has popped up here at the bottom, and it's telling me all updates have been completed, and it asks me if I want to return to the plugins page or return to WordPress updates. When you can go ahead and click on return to WordPress updates to see if there are any additional updates that you might have missed. Like sometimes you find that it asks you to update all the plugins, right? And you've selected them all and updated, and then you go back to the update section, you find that it wants you to maybe update the theme, because that will never be in the same section for updates as the plugins. You have to select that separately and ask that to update. Right now, everything is up to date. Plugins up to date, your themes up to date, translations up to date. So now everything is up to date. I can carry on as I was. And so the part that I was obviously trying to show you is the Printful part, okay? And just to give you an idea, when I click on my products, okay, because I do have products in my shop, you'll find that here are all my products, okay? Although I still need to add more. Here are all my products. And once you've added products to your store using Printful, you find images there, and if you are not even using Printful, truth be told, right, you don't have to use Printful for your fulfillment. If you make clothes yourself, if you've got items that you are selling, remember, I'm just basing this on clothes, but it's not really about clothes and clothes alone. Whatever it is you are selling, let's say you're selling electronics, okay, or even if you're selling an electronic service, you can literally put it there and add the image, okay? And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you roughly how to go about adding a product manually. And then we're going to go over to the printful section, and then I'll just show you a rough, because I think, where are my items? I hope I've got the right hard drive open where I can easily just collect my designs. But I'm going to show you how you can manually add an item. And this is if you don't need printful and you are selling something other than, clothing, and you're selling something that you yourself have taken pictures of. The first thing I would recommend, obviously, if you're going to be selling something that you take pictures of, please make the effort to buy a white sheet or a white backdrop that you can place on a white table of some sort. And then that way you can place your items on there and take decent pictures with them. And you don't even have to have a professional camera, because these days all the smartphones take good pictures. So you can literally just use your smartphone and take the pictures. And then you can use a photo editing software such as Photopea. And if you want to know about that, I do show you in another tutorial how to use that, and just crop out the picture and make it look nicer, maybe make the colors look, pop out a bit more and stuff like that. And then you can use those images, and you can literally take the picture of your item on different angles. Okay, on different angles. That way people can be able to see your item in the different angles. So whether you are selling clothes that you're making yourself, shoes, makeup, even groceries, whatever it is that you're selling, make sure that you pay attention to how you photograph those items. You don't want them to look tacky. You want them to look as professional as you possibly can be. So you have to create a format that you utilize, right, in order to take those pictures. That's why I said invest in some kind of a backdrop. And places like Amazon these days do sell backdrops that are specifically for goods, for taking goods. So it's like a little miniature studio that you can buy, and you can prop it up somewhere in the corner of your living room or wherever, and just take your pictures of your products there. And that way you can basically ship them off to people once they're placing their orders. Okay. And so now if you want to add a product and you want to be able to add one manually, this is how you basically go about doing it. As you can see, I've got products already selected. So I have to just go ahead and click on add new. The one thing about WordPress that's such a beauty, once you've learned how to do one thing, the same rule applies across the board. So for instance, if you want to add a new page, it's add new. If you want to create a new post, it's add new. Anything else that requires adding more content, it's always add new. If you're adding stuff to your portfolio, it's always add new. So it will never be anything too brand new for you. It's something that's, it's okay, it's similar to this, but slightly different. And that's it. That's what makes it really beautiful about using WordPress and getting accustomed to utilizing it. And so in this case, we're going to go ahead and click on add new, because remember, I'm just giving you an example on how to add a new product. And the reason why I'm using my Elaka website, because this one is live, it's working, the products are there, and you basically are going to be able to see how to fully be able to implement what you need to implement. So in this case, I'm going to click on add new. And then I am going to call this introducing new widgets. I know it keeps giving me this confetti about new widgets. It's so funny. So the product name, okay? The first thing you need, obviously, is the product name. As you can see, because my website is synchronized with social media, it's literally saying on the corner, Twitter is not supported anymore. I know, so I don't need it anymore. And so in this case, I am going to click on product name. And the product name, what am I going to name this? Because I'm literally not going to be publishing this product. What would I call this? I know. Maybe I can make this a non-tangible product. So I can say a one-to-one sit down with Elaka. This sounds so vain. I don't know if I like this. But if sit down in the sense that if you want some advice and information, you want an ear to listen, I'll be here just to listen. You can pay me for it, I guess. So as I write a one-to-one sit down with Elaka, as you can see, the permalink starts to change a one-to-one with Elaka. Speaking of which, I have to rewind slightly, guys, and I do apologize. There's something important that I did not show you. So I'm going to quickly come out of the Elaka, not really come out of it, just go back to where I was. And basically, the permalink is basically the custom URL that each blog post and each page ends up obtaining, more like a blog post than anything, and products as well. Okay, and how to be able to maintain that rather than it having just numbers. Because if you notice some websites, they seem to overlook giving the website an option to have custom URLs or a proper name for the blog post, which is also better for search engine optimization, by the way. You find that it will have numbers as opposed to the actual name of the title of the product or the title of the post, etc., that sort of thing. So in order to avoid just having little numbers as opposed to the full name of the post, okay, this is how you have to go about doing it. You have to go to settings, and then when you go to settings, there is a section there that says permalinks. Okay, I'm not sure if I've managed to go through the settings. I think I did a run through really quickly, right? But in order to make sure that every post maintains its custom name from its heading, you have to go to settings and then click on permalinks. And when you click on permalinks, this allows you the option to make sure that all your posts, etc., have a post name. So you can have it as plain, and then that way, whatever you post will literally be just given a code number. You don't want that. And then date and name. So some of them, they do have the name of the post, but it also have the date. So you can do that too. That can be really, really good if people like to go to the archive and prove that this was really posted in that day, because no matter how many times you edit it, it will still have the date and the year that the day, date, and the year that you actually made that post. So it could be advantageous in that aspect. Personally, I prefer not to use it. And then the month and name, that's another one as well, where the day is not there. It's just the month and the year and the name. And then you can have it numeric, which is kind of similar to the one at the top. I don't prefer to do that. And then you can have another custom structure where you can literally the simsrealtor.com / and maybe you can have the post name, and then also have maybe this one is the Sims Realtor TSR, at the end. But I always choose post name. So I thought I had skipped this part, but clearly I fixed it. So I have post name clicked on, and then when you scroll down, you just go ahead and have a look, because when it comes to the product, isn't it? So here, the product, product permalinks. If you like, you may enter custom structures for your product's URLs here. For example, using shop would make your products links like https thesimsrealtor.com /shop /sample product. The setting affects products URLs only, not things such as product categories. Okay, so which is not too bad. You know what I mean? So this is the actual names of your product as opposed to the categories for your product. So in this case, I've got custom base product. Okay. And for me, to be honest, I always leave it as that, and then it goes ahead and just maintains it as is. But if you want, you can literally put the word shop instead of product, and it will have shop there instead. And so I just thought I would go to this section if I hadn't gone through it before in the previous tutorial, that I show you this as it makes your URLs look a lot neater as well, but also it helps with search engine optimization. Now, back to where we were and me looking at the time. Is basically we're adding a new product that we are putting manually for those people who will not be needing to use a platform like Printful. And so the product name, product description. So whatever the product description is, you can just write it in there. You can even add like links and images, etc. You can actually do that. And then when you scroll further down, this is the more important section, because even when you are using Printful and there's anything that you need to edit after the fact, this is the section that you have to come to when you go to edit the product in order to be able to change certain things like the price, the shipping, the inventory, any linked products. Linked products are basically products that are similar to the item that that you want to cross sell, basically. And then any advanced options, obviously you get more options. Product short description. This is what shows up in the excerpt, obviously, before you click on the product. And then a size chart. Size chart, obviously, for clothing and things like that. You can have your standard size chart and just have it copied and pasted. You can keep it somewhere within your document and just paste it here. And that way people will see the size chart, especially if they're not sure how to measure themselves. This is where you can add your size chart for clothing or shoes or anything that requires any sort of basically measurements, I suppose, So in this case, it says product data, simple product, And then when you click on the drop-down menu, it's got the option for grouped product, external affiliate product, or variable product. Variable product if it's got a variety of things. And then it also gives you the option for virtual and downloadable. So if it's something like music, a movie, and things like that, that you want people to be able to download, or even a book, right, or magazine, etc., you can place it here to say it's a downloadable product. That way it knows that it is going to be asking people to download that particular product. Did I just come out of it? Guys, come on. Feeling stuck? You have been working on this product for a few minutes. You have been working on this product for a few minutes now. Is this something you're struggling with? Share your feedback. I'm not struggling just as yet. I'm giving a tutorial. You are funny. You are so funny. Oh, you are hilarious for that. I feel red. And so let me bring that down and bring that one down as well. Oh, you know what I've been doing? I've just realized I've been moving things up and down. I thought I was closing and opening, but I've actually been switching sides of everything, which is so funny. This is what I want. There you go, because I closed it accidentally. So the sections, you can choose if it's downloadable. You can choose if it's virtual. Virtual products are, as you can see, it even tells you virtual products are intangible and are not shipped. So this is basically something that's virtual and something that's downloadable. Or it could be something that virtual that you're giving coaching one-to-one with somebody, right? Which is what this heading is about. So I can go ahead and click on virtual, and it removes certain things that I don't need. So let me reselect it. Can you see that? Shipping disappears. You click that, shipping disappears, okay? But if it's not a product that's going to be, that is non-virtual, you leave that on. And so now the next step is you click on general. General would technically automatically be clicked on. And then you put your regular price. I'll put £50. Sale price, £25. Tax status, taxable. Tax class, standard. It could be reduced rate or zero rate, okay? And you can even choose that it's shipping only, that you are just going to be charging, or no tax or shipping that is being added to it. So those are the options depending on where you are based and how things are worked out in terms of, like, you know, what we have is HMRC over here, you know, and Her Majesty's custom, no, Her Majesty's, what does the R mean? Something in custom, revenue and customs, that's it. Her Majesty's revenue and customs. And then you can go to inventory. Inventory is basically where you can give your item a SKU number, okay? And again, when you're in doubt, literally the beauty about WooCommerce, you can go and hover over the little question marks and it will literally explain to you. Here it says SKU refers to a stock keeping unit. Okay, that's literally what it is. A unique identifier for each distinct product and service that can be purchased. Now, if you are selling a product and you don't have any SKU numbers, guess what? The internet has got many, many places where you can be able to generate SKU numbers, but also within WordPress, you can download plugins that you can be able to add that will help generate SKU numbers for you for your WordPress. For your WooCommerce, okay? And then stock managers, track stock quantity for this product. You can go ahead and do that. That way, when you run out of stock, it will actually indicate in the back end. But also, if you completely run out, it will show in the front end that it's out of stock, okay? And which is where this status option comes in. Stock status, in stock, out of stock, on back order, sold individually, limit purchases to one item per order. So this is, for example, if you've got a unique product, no one else has it, your price is reasonable, but there's a risk that people can buy it in bulk so that they can resell it for more. You can limit how many orders people can actually make at one time. That way you avoid people being able to buy it in bulk and reselling it elsewhere, if that's not what you would like. Okay, and so because I have not selected virtual, the other option is shipping. Shipping is basically you put in the weight of that particular item and the dimensions of the item, the shipping class, okay? Now, it says no shipping class because you have to add the shipping classes within WooCommerce, okay? And then linked products. Linked products is basically, like I said, cross promotions, upsells, cross sells. It pretty much speaks for itself. And when you type, it says, please enter 3 or more characters. So if I start to write in God, yeah, because I've got a product that's named that, in God we trust. God bless you. God bless you, flat cap. Okay. and then I can just click. So basically, once you start typing in the product, you can go ahead and select the product that you want to upsell from that particular product. Okay. And as you can see, because a lot of my stuff have got the word God in them, it's bringing me pretty much all the whole list. In God We Trust, unisex joggers, etc., that sort of thing. Or if you want to cross sell, you can go ahead and do the same. Do I have any live life? Yeah. Oh, pay attention to God travel mug. So you can basically cross sell. So any product basically that you know you can cross sell with that product, you won't remember what they are anyways if you're the owner, and then you can cross sell them that way. And then we've got attributes. Okay, attributes. Basically, it says add descriptive pieces of information that customers can use to search for this product on your store, such as material or brand, etc. Okay, name, size, or color visible on the products page. Enter options for customers to choose from, i.e. blue, large, use. So these are the variations that I was talking about, the attributes. So that way they get to select, oh, I want a blue one, and all the blue ones will show up. I want this size, that will show up. So that's what the attributes are. And then when you add them, you have to make sure that you add them to this list. Okay. Here we don't have an existing list, so you can add new. And when you click on add new, it basically adds them all in there, and that way they can choose from. I'm just going to go ahead and click on remove, and then I'm going to click on advance. Advance is basically the purchase note. The purchase note is the one that your customers will receive upon purchasing that item. If you're not in doubt, again, here it says enter an optional note to send the customer after purchase. Okay, and then here menu order is basically custom ordering positions. Okay, and so here it's basically when people are ordering, like it's got 0, you can put 1, 2, 3, whatever numbers that you have, and then enable reviews. So if you don't want people to give you reviews, you can go ahead and uncheck this, but I highly recommend that you enable reviews, because feedback is key, even if it's bad feedback, because it will help you improve your product. And also the good thing about this, once you've enabled this option, you can also enable the option for only people who have purchased to be the ones to give you feedback. So if they're not a verified buyer, they cannot leave a review. So the haters or people who come and just want to make your site look bad will not be able to do that unless they actually spend some coin. Okay, and then this one is get more options. This is basically any additional things that WooCommerce can be able to provide for you. And this is if you want to go the extra mile. So we've got minimum, maximum quantities, additional variation, images, name your price, let customers pay what they want. One page checkout where everything is kind of done in one. So these are additional features that you can be able to add using WooCommerce. However, if I'm not mistaken, these are extensions are part of WooCommerce, but they're also paid extensions. So yes, WooCommerce is free across the board, but it can only be free for so much, right? So you kind of have to pay a little bit something in order to get all the additional features that you would like WooCommerce to be able to have available to you. And so once you are finished with the product data, remember, this is product data. The product data is actually very, very important, because that's what gets displayed in the front end of your website. Okay. Then you can go ahead to the right side. Now, similar to you creating a post, and I emphasize, similar to you creating a post, that's the reason why it's giving you the option to share to social media as well. You also have the option to publish at any time that you want to be able to publish this particular post. You can schedule it, especially if you're telling people, I'm going to be revealing a brand new product, etc. Please make sure you look out, come to the website at such and such a time. That way it gives you time to prepare your product, prepare everything that you need to prepare in order to bring out to the customers. And literally, especially if you've got a huge fan base, people will be ready to come and buy that product when it's ready. Meanwhile, you've been doing this big campaign and people are looking at the product, whatever it is, and they're ready. And then you just schedule it to publish on a particular date, so long as everything is ready. As soon as you publish it, so let's say, for example, you're ready to publish it on Wednesday, the 23rd of August at 6 p.m. And everyone's going to be waiting on your website at 6 p.m. to have that product ready, available. You can just schedule it, and then that page will be open to everybody. The product will be available for people to start purchasing it on that day at 6 p.m. And then the next thing that you need to do is, if you've done those little bits that you need, down here is the product image. Okay, the product image is basically like the featured image. Okay, so you just set product image. When I click on that, it's literally going to take me to the gallery so I can add the product image. As you can see here, It's got all the stuff that I've had before. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that. Set product image, and then product gallery. This is basically if you've got a variety of your products. Remember, I talked about taking pictures at different angles of your product. This is where you can add all the additional pictures for people to look at how the product looks all the way around. And then you go onto the product categories. Again, similar to the posting, creating a post. As you can see, I've got all the categories that I have so far: latest, accessories, Bible study, clothing, apparel, Elri, faith, gifts, let's talk, real talk, salvation, spiritual, sportswear, t-shirt, etc. And I'm still adding more, to be honest, because I haven't really done too much with this website. And so I can just select the categories, but I always put latest because that's important. And then I start to add the tags. Okay, as you can see here at the bottom, it says choose from the most used tags. So I can just click on this, and when I click on that, if I've got any tags that I've utilized the most in the past, they will show up here, and I just have to click on them and they'll appear in there, and I can just add them. And that's one good thing. If not, you can just start typing, and then any tags that you already have, they will literally show up at the bottom. And you'll be able to select them, etc., apparel, whatever, and stuff like that. Okay, and then after you finish doing that, at the bottom it's got the option to say show likes and show sharing buttons. So if you want the sharing buttons to show, if your theme, okay, does not already come with sharing buttons, you can select that and have that available where when people look at the product, it will have the share options to them. And then the like button is basically just a like button that's individual to WordPress, and that's a good feature to have. I personally like it. And once you are happy and you're finished with that, you can go ahead and actually publish your product, and your product will be ready. However, in this case, we are going to discard this one. Okay, so we're going to go to, you see that, leave. Yep, we're leaving because we're not trying to post here. But that's roughly how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see here, it's saying, one to watch, and it's a draft, right? But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bin it because I really don't need it. Bin. There we go. It's been binned. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you one of the other products that I have. And I think this is the one that I did. Pay attention to God. Travel mug with a handle. Let me see if I can find another. Let's say, for example, this backpack. Okay. I'm going to do view. I click on view. It's going to take me to the product page itself. And I think I kind of roughly went through this last time, isn't it? When it came to the shop page. And so if I go to the product page, literally it allows me the option to hover. It kind of zooms in the bag. LV Access by Faith Minimalist Backpack. It's $41.44. You can add it to basket. And because I'm using Printful, it's already got a SKU number. So I don't have to worry about the SKU number. You can see it's showing the categories over there. And because I did select the option to add the share buttons, you can see I've got Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Tumblr. And then there's more options here when I hover over this. This one is no longer available, so I might have to check the back end. But you can see Pinterest, Reddit, what's that one? Telegram, that's it. Print it, if I want to go ahead and print it for some reason, and LinkedIn. Okay. And then at the bottom here, you've got the product description. Here it says, if you feel like you're carrying half of your belongings with you at all times, the backpack is for you. It has the spaces inside, blah, blah, blah. And this is a description that auto-generates, by the way, with Printful. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, you don't want to have exactly the same description at everybody. So every now and then, after you've maybe gone through and you've published all your items, maybe you can create additional descriptions for your items and just paste them in. That way, you just add a little bit more to your own description, or later on work on your description, or maybe use the AI to kind of change the description. That's an option. And then obviously everything else, I wouldn't recommend that you remove it, because those are the product details, such as made from 100% polyester, the fabric rate, dimensions, capacity. And I love this about Printful, because you don't have to worry about trying to remember what's what. Whereas if you're doing it from scratch yourself, obviously, wherever you purchase it, you're going to have all those details, and you'll be able to put your details together to have them available. But if it's not a product like this, like a bag, or, you know, and if it's something more like a business service you're offering, obviously do write the description of whatever it is that you're offering to your customers and what they're going to get out of the package that you are selling them. And then here is for additional information. Here it just gives the weight, which is 0.4 kg. So the additional information can be maybe to do with stuff like, you know, the deposit or the payment is non-refundable. If you find this, you can do this. So you can add anything. And then obviously you get reviews for that. The reviews will come here. And then if there's a size chart, obviously, you know, you can actually be able to add your size guide here. And then at the bottom, it's giving the related products. Obviously, any products that are tagged in a similar fashion, it gives them here. So guys, if you like the look of this, please go ahead and come over and purchase them. This is actually one of my favorite ones. It says, God bless you. I love the look of it. I think it's a cool hat. I like the way I designed it, okay? I like the way I designed it. I designed this actual designs. I'm a God-made millionaire. God bless you. Only God is my judge, you know, access by faith. I designed that like that, you know, Romans 5:2. So these are all my own designs if anyone ever feels like purchasing any of this merch over here. And so that kind of gives you the long and the short, like how, so even if you have added with your own image, etc., this is roughly what it will look like. And obviously it might look different depending on the website template that you are using. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Because I think last time I did show you guys how to go about creating your product in Printful. However, just to refresh anyone's memory, since we are on this particular form, I'm going to go back to Printful. And there we go. And we are going to go ahead and hang on, let me see. Is this switched on? I'm going to try and switch it on, but it's very sometimes-ish. The hard drive where I keep my LRE files, I need to switch. But then again, we're looking at a terabytes worth of files that I have to move, which is tedious. There we go. It's already. My gosh, you literally haven't been here for 5 minutes, dude. Can you not? It's like the disc, this Toshiba ones, I wouldn't recommend you buy them. They're cute and they're cutesy and everything, but I feel like they're very problematic. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to get a... It's getting on nerves because the sound, the ticking is very, very annoying. Let me see if it's shown up. See, it's making all that noise and it's not even showing up. Yep, it's making all that noise and it's not even showing up. The audacity. So I'm just going to switch it off and then I'm just going to do a workaround with this, okay? And so in this case, let's go to stores, okay? Remember last time I showed you, once you've created your Printful, just go to printful.com, create your account, and then once you have integrated your Printful, I'm just going to go to the dashboard and show you what I'm talking about. Once you have integrated your Printful website, click on Printful over here. You've integrated the Printful, you know what, Elementor, stop. No, not right now. Once you've integrated your Printful, basically, once you've integrated your Printful plugin, right, you will go in the settings, you will find that you'll be able to connect your site. So connect your shop, sorry. So what it tends to do is you create your Printful account separately, right? Add the plugin. Once you add the plugin, it then prompts you to go and connect it. So let me give you an example from here, since we're not going to be going ahead with it. So if I go to Printful here, because it's not connected to the shop, I'm hoping I didn't. Yes. Can you see? Here it's saying connect. So if I click on connect, it takes me to Printful. And then it takes me to say, Printful would like to connect to your store. This will give Printful read-write access, which will allow it to create webhooks, view and manage coupons, view and manage customers, view and manage orders and sales reports, view and manage products, logged in as the Sims Realtor. And then if I approve, it's going to go ahead and create the Sims Realtor shop. But I don't want to do that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and close that because that's not what we're trying to do. But I thought I'll do that so that I can show you what that option kind of looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of it. There you go. And so once that's done, this is what you end up having, the stores. Okay, and the thing about Printful is if there's any issues with any of your stores, it will always give you an error. As you can see here, it's saying Ethicom store, there's an error problem. So I might have to go check the Ethicom store. The Ethicom store, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that's connected with my main website, the ethicom.com. So I have to check what the error might possibly be. Whereas the Elaka one is perfectly active. So is the Elri one, even if it's under construction. Okay. Zambia Movies Times Agency, that one's fine as well. Official Zambia Music Charts, yeah, that one is got an error because, yeah. The other one, don't worry about that. It's for a young person that I was helping out. I ended up creating the store for him there. And so if you notice that when there is an error with the store, it will not allow you to add new products. Okay. And so once your store has been created, you can literally just go to the store, just click on the name and take you to the store. And then you can literally look through your list of items. Here, as you can see, it's been offering me, the good thing is it also offers tips on how to go about with your stuff. So here it says, try out your product for 20% off. See what you know, place a sample order and check out your product in person. Okay. And so try out your product. So basically, if you, as the shop owner, want to purchase samples of your own products, I think you are permitted a certain amount every single month. And you don't pay full price. You obviously pay at cost price. That way they print it out for you and they send a sample over to you. And Printful is really, really good. Is that nearby? I think I put it nearby so I can be able to show you if I need to. I think it's nearby, yeah. When I come on camera, I'll try and show you the pair of leggings that I designed, that I put through Printful. They feel amazing. And this is just to give you an idea. Like if you want to get started, honestly, you can. And you can order your samples and put on your samples so people can see what they look like. And you can use them for photo shoots and stuff like that. And so basically, this is how you end up on your shop page. And then obviously, when you want to go ahead and add your new product, you can go ahead and click on Add Product. When you click on Add Product, it takes you to the options to go ahead and add new products. So if you are into eco-friendly stuff, you can literally click on the eco-friendly and only the eco-friendly products will show up. And so if you are trying to run an eco-friendly website, for instance, Printful does have an option where all the eco-friendly items that you need are there, including a mug, t-shirt. Oh, this is a cute bag. Why did that kid's chin look weird? As you can see, a variety of things. This is so adorable. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. But as you can see, they've got quite a decent range of items that are basically eco-friendly items, right? That you can be able to sell on your website. So what I'm actually going to do is, let me see, organic fashion tote bag, earth positive. I'm going to click on that one. Okay. Remember last time when we were trying to do it, it was having an issue with uploading the content and stuff like that. It was a little bizarre. So what I'm going to do is, because yesterday I created a transparency of a sim, of a sim that I created. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to go to click on upload. And so, for example, let me just go back in case I went a little bit too fast. Okay. I clicked on create product and I went and I chose the eco-friendly section. And then I selected this tote bag. And then this is the dashboard that I'm faced with. And so now I'm going to go ahead and click on upload. And then when I click on upload, as you can see, when you have several stores, before it never used to do this, but now it compartmentalizes everything, which is really, really good. So depending on the store that you're in at the time, it ends up putting those items in those particular store folders. As you can see here, it's got Elru store, Elri, TGZ Murin, all the other different stores I've created in the past. Okay. And so here, I'm going to go ahead and upload a new file because that's what I'm looking to do. Upload a new file. And I remember when I created the PNG version, it was through the tutorial for Elaka. So if I go ahead and do that, That, and I think it's, I kept it under stock images. Not this one. Where did I keep her? Oh man, don't you just hate it like when you do something you can't remember? Hang on. I did it on here, right? If I did it on here, where are my downloads? Hang on. Downloads. Yes, there it is. Show in folder. Where are you? Gaming, sim stories, artwork, stock footage. There we go. It's good to remember stuff. Okay, so if I do that and I go to gaming, sim stories. What was it under again? Sim stories, artwork. I was thinking videos. Artwork, artwork, artwork. Yep. And then it was under stock. So if she is in high resolution, I will be able to use her. If not, it will tell me that she will come up pixelated, basically. So I'm going to add her in hopes that the resolution is fine. It's currently loading. So when it finishes loading, then you can be able to actually add the product. So guys, after I finish this particular part, that will be the end of this live stream, because I've been streaming for 2 hours and 10 minutes. When I told myself I would be an hour to an hour and a half. To be honest, that's not too bad considering the way I am. So let's go ahead. Come on. Why is it still loading? Okay, it's taking forever. Girl, come on. Let's keep a move on. It's still loading and we're still waiting. Okay. You know what? Since we're still waiting, something I should have done a long time ago. Something I should have done long time ago is play some music. And let's okay. And let's wait patiently with the music in the background. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever. Why are we waiting? Why is it taking forever? Is this what we faced last time? I'm trying to remember if this is what we went through last time when we were trying to add, and then I had to basically stop. I'm trying to remember. I'm literally patting my forehead right now because my face feels so oily from this ring light. Oh, wow. Okay, let me close it. And then let me try again. Upload. Ah, there it is. So it was playing with me. So I've added it. And then when I close that, there she is. And it's saying, and like I said, it will always tell you, right? So it's saying print quality good, 168 DPI. Sorry, excuse me. For print items, 300 DPI is always the recommendation because then that guarantees high resolution. And so I have added this cute little sim, but I don't want her face to be like so tiny. So I'm saying let your customers create personalized versions of your design. No, I prefer people not to do that because it takes away from my original design. Part of your design for the layer, it's outside the print area. That's fine because it's basically referring to the sections that are transparent. Okay, so this is a good guideline if you are trying to expand outside the printing area and you've exceeded it. So in my case, I haven't. And part of your design, we recommend using a larger. So now the quality has gone down because I've expanded it too much. So now if I bring it down, this is where the quality actually stays decent, right? You know, and honestly, what do I want to add on this to make it more interesting? I could maybe go to clip art and I can add, what's cute here? Vintage pins. Okay. Maybe I can add this to it. Okay, it's over here. And I can maybe add this here and make that bigger. But remember, I have to stick within the printing area. So that's important. And then I can go ahead and go to clip art again and add the other one. Where is it? Down. Oh, I thought, okay, in that case, I'm just going to duplicate it. I thought they were identical. So the good thing is when you are using, if you are not sure of the design that you want to use, etc., it does have some clip art. It does have the option to add text. It's even got the quick designs, you know, and then it's also got premium service available for you if you like. Okay, so I'm just going to click away here, click on layers. And then I'm going to ask for this to be duplicated because I want it to be duplicated and then I want it to flip horizontally. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to click on duplicate. Okay, so it's duplicated there, as you can see, and I can move it over there. And then I want to flip it, which is it? Where's the option to flip it? Because I know it's always, there's an option to do that. Transform. There we go. Flip horizontally. There you go. I flipped it horizontally and there. That's created something a little bit cute, you know? And yeah, honestly, nothing too complicated. But this is just to give you the gist of what you can be able to create within your own shop. And then obviously, this is fine. I don't mind that because it's about the transparency. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on continue. And then after clicking on continue, it takes you to the section for your design. And so you can choose a basic mockup or custom mockup. Choose from a variety of ready-made mockups or your own custom mockup. This is if you've added your own background that you want to add. But I'm just going to choose mockups that are already there because I don't have time for that. And it's got the options here. As you can see, you've got the person holding the bag. You've got the person holding the bag in this way. And I love these mock-ups. Like, they're so realistic. You've got that, which is showing the inside. You've got that, obviously. So I've got an option to either choose this with the guy. Although I wish this was on both sides. This is actually really cute. Or this one. I'm actually going to choose this one as the main image. And then I'm going to see at this says placement front and front 2. That's fine. And then the mockup format, JPEG or PNG, always use JPEG because the PNG is always bulkier and it can take up more space within your web hosting. And you don't want that. And click on continue. And then now you've got the choose description language. Obviously, description language is definitely English. Okay, that's what we are going with. Is it frozen? It better not be frozen. I don't have time for this. Printful, come on. I think it's frozen. Are we really playing these games now? Oh my gosh, wait. Yeah, Printful, the website itself froze. Everything else is fine. I've just checked. Let me see, is it still doing the same? It's still doing why is it freezing now? And so anyways, whilst we try to get it to unfreeze, no, you are going to wait. Basically, it's asking you to choose the description language. In our case, it's English. And then the product title, it's saying organic fashion tote bag. Now, what I tend to do with the product title is I will name it according to what design that I've given it. And then I will maintain the original name as well, because that is the actual description of the bag type that is, right? So in this case, I don't know the name of the thing that I created. I can't remember her. But basically, I can name it Sims character, right? Okay, it's frozen. Sims character organic fashion tote bag. Okay. In this case, I want to capitalize every single word because I don't like the rest. I just know it makes me uncomfortable. Okay. And then here it says make an eco-friendly fashion statement by choosing the organic tote bag constructed from hybrid, you know, and then I can easily add this bag is particularly cute because of the design on it, depicting a gorgeous female Sims character. character created by the one and only Elaka. There. Let's just fix this. That was gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. And that's done. This is how you can kind of expand on your description rather than leaving the generic one that it provides. The generic one it provides is always good because it's quite to the point, but always add a little bit something. And I would recommend that whatever product you're creating, create like a folder or a WordPress document where you keep all your product descriptions and save it. That way you can keep copying and pasting some of the descriptions, especially with something that's the same type of product. You just want to keep something fine. That's how I would recommend it. So you've chosen English as a language, put the product title, you've amended a little bit of the description, and then here at the bottom it says benefits of on-demand manufacturing. This is information that's actually very handy for your customers. So you add info about on-demand manufacturing and its benefit to the product description. This product is made especially for you as soon as you place an order, which is why it takes us a bit longer to deliver it to you. Making products on demand instead of in bulk helps reduce overproduction. So thank you for making thoughtful purchasing decisions, because it's true. Overproduction means a lot of waste, a lot of stuff goes to landfill, especially with e-commerce. So that's something to consider. And at the bottom, see the size guide, attach size guide to the product description. So it will attach a size guide to this product description. And then product visibility, publish product. This product will be visible in your online store. Now, I don't necessarily need a size guide because this is not a t-shirt or a pair of jeans, but we'll see what product description it provides. But if you are if you're adding a pair of jeans or adding a piece of clothing as opposed to an accessory, then the product description actually will show up with, product size guide will actually show up courtesy of Printful, which is amazing. And if you've noticed, it's recognized that this is part of accessories. I don't know if this is automatic now or that's just I don't know. But with that said, all the categories that you add on WooCommerce in WordPress, you can automatically find them here. So if you haven't added a category just as yet on your list within your dashboard in WooCommerce, it will not appear in Printful. So bear in mind, when you get started with Printful, make sure that you've added your product categories. Okay? On the back end, the ones I was showing you before, add as many as you can that go with your brand, and then only then will you be able to have the option to choose from them on the list available to you. So in this case, it's an accessory for the and then it can be a gift, and I'm gonna put under latest as well, and that's done. And then I'm gonna go ahead and continue. When I click on continue, it's now gonna take me to the pricing option, and this is where it tells you how much commission you are gonna get. So here it says estimated revenue is £1.45 for selling this bag. It's going to retail for £15, but the Printful price is basically going to be £13.55 for them to make it. So, for example, if you're thinking, gosh, £1.45, I need to earn a bit more, you can actually increase that. All you have to do, increase retail price by literally, it says, by price, yes, 10% there. I was wondering what it was clicking. I was clicking on the wrong place. My apologies. So here, I'm going to increase it by 18%, maybe. Set it. Okay. That way, my profit is slightly higher. So if you do want to receive a higher profit, you can go ahead and do that. Just bear in mind that if you try to make another product from that range again, bear in mind the increment that you implemented. That way, your products are not the same type of product, just with a slightly different design and a different place, and they don't end up with a different price. You want to avoid that, okay? So pay attention when you do stuff like that. I've increased it by 18% so I can get a little bit more out of my product, and the retail price is £16, which is still not too far off, because at least I get to get a decent revenue, and the retail price that people have to pay is not too much, so everyone kind of hopefully wins. And I'm going to go ahead and submit to store. Now, because this is connected to all my social platforms, it's going to auto post into my from my website, and then it's going to go across my social media. So right now, people who are watching me on the Elaka TV Facebook, this product will show on the Elaka TV, not Elaka TV, just the Elaka official Elaka Facebook page. but also you will be able to find it in the shop page for Elaka as well. And so that's kind of like a huge advantage. I've done this once, and then it's done it for me all across the board. As you can see right now, it's saying uploading product to WooCommerce, and now it's finished. It's asking view in WooCommerce, and then it's also asking edit in WooCommerce. So I'm just going to go to view in WooCommerce. I'm hoping, where is it taking me? Good. It took me straight to the product on the website. Okay, I never really do it like that because I always just publish, and then I go look at the list of products. But here it is. Here is the product. There you go. And you can be able to see it. And if I want, I can actually get rid of the product and remove it from the site entirely. But this gives you an idea of what you can be able to achieve. You know, the description is there. Additional information is not necessarily just the page's review. And then obviously the size is not needed because it's not a trousers, remember? And so, like, literally, if you look at, let me go to shop page. Okay, and I scroll down. Let me find something that I have. So if I look at this t-shirt that says Grace, okay, so this is one of the products. This one is going to have a size guide, but not only does it have a size guide, it actually has loads of other mock-ups available. So you can see if men can wear them, different people can wear them. And, you know, I love that. Literally get to see all the different mock-ups available, you know, for people to actually be able to wear it. And it looks pretty cool, if you ask me. And a variation of colors for you to choose from, depending on what you prefer. There you go. And so these are the sorts of things that you can be able to do. And then when you go to the size guide, remember we selected size guide on the other one, but if you go like a t-shirt, it will come. It will be provided to you. So the size guide here has got small, medium, large, extra large, two times extra large, 3 times extra large, length in inches, width, you know, and then length in centimeters and inches. So for those who don't understand inches, you can use the centimeters guide or vice versa. And so, guys, that kind of gives you an idea. And then just to kind of close things off, I remember mentioning to you that I'm going to show you how the editing, the new editor kind of works. So I'm just going to go over that real quick because this is the final stage and we are done. It's now 10 o'clock. I don't plan on here any longer. That I need to, I've been on for 2 hours and 27 minutes, which means I'm giving myself 3 minutes to get over and done with it. So when you click on the editor, like I just did, from appearance, you click on appearance. Let me go back actually so that you can see in case I just went through that as I was chatting. You have to hop on appearance or click on appearance and then click on editor. Okay, when you click on editor, that's what it will take you to the editing section. Now, before, depending on the theme that you have, you might get customized as opposed to editor. So I'm going to click on editor because I feel like if you are new and you're creating your website from scratch now, it's likely this is what you're going to be faced with. Okay, and so when you click on editor, it will bring you to the design option. It says customize the appearance of your website using the block editor. Okay, and so here it's got navigation, which is basically the menu. And with the navigation, basically, it gives you the option to be able to add your menu items, right? In this case, you can click on the word edit there, or should I say the little pencil that says edit? And when you click on that little pencil that says edit, it takes you to the option to be able to add your menu items. In this case, it's honestly, it seems really complicated, but it's actually not. And so as you can see, as I hover next to each wording, the plus button appears just like the block option, right? So if I click on that, it gives me the option to either add a post, a page, or even a product, or a page list, or social icons, or the site logo. So this is basically the header, right, of the website. So it's giving me the option to be able to do that. Now, I don't have a site logo, so I can't go ahead and add that. But this is just to give you an idea of what it basically tries to do. So here it's saying add link. That's because obviously we're trying to add something. So I'm going to click on it just like you would if you're doing a post, and then click on the 3 dots on the side, and I'm going to click on delete because I don't want that. Okay, so that's how it honestly works. If you have added your menu items, right? You've added all your menu items, you've selected the page. Remember, my recommendation, create all your pages first and then come to this editor. That way you can add whatever pages that you need as links as part of the menu. Now, if you want to be able to add a menu item with a sub menu, you know, like for example here, what I did with the services, I put portfolio. With the shop, I put checkout and cart, right? If I want to be able to maybe even put my account and the shop, I can basically click on here, okay, and then I think if I remember the option here is, which one was it? Up there, I think it's that one, sorry. See that one there? That one basically, oh, is it that one? It was that one, right? That one, let me do this. What does that say? My account? Yeah, add sub menu. It allows you to add a sub menu. So why does it not allow me to add a sub menu? What, have I added enough? I should be able to add the sub menu on here, but basically, when I click on this, I can literally click on that to add a sub menu, and then when I click on add link, I can just start searching for the pages or posts that I want to add as part of the sub menu, and then it's done, basically. And if I, for example, have put home before about us and I want to switch them back, all I have to do is click within the about section and using these arrows left to right, and it will move it. Basically, do that, you see the four places. So if I want to move it back because maybe about is not supposed to be there and home is supposed to be for it, I just click on that arrow and it moves it. And if I want to add more menu items, I can just click on that, and then I can just look through to say, okay, my perfect house, editor's choice, homes, because that is not there. So I can actually add that one as a menu item, and that will be added to the menu, and people will be able to go to that page basically. Okay. And once you have finished, all you have to do is click on the save button. It will bring this pop up and you click on save again. And you'll finish saving. Once it's finished saving, all you have to do is basically just click on here and it'll take you back to the navigation. Okay, to pop up like that. And to come out of all of it, all you have to do is click on navigation to the side and it takes you out. And then out again, that way you go to the full menu. Now this is if you want to go and change the styling of it. As you can see, the styles is basically what I selected. I selected one of them, which is that one, the pitch. That's why I put this dark option. And depending on what you pick, like for example, if I pick aubergine, it will look something like this. Okay, if I pick blackout, it will look something like this. It even changes the font. Okay, so you can choose different styles, and this helps honestly immensely in you having to decide, especially if you can't figure out what template to use. Just use the ones that come with WordPress and then customize them to your liking. Okay, and you can literally change them around. As you can see, this one's come out looking different, you know. So it all depends on the style that you choose and the style that you prefer to go with you. Okay? And so in this case, I'm going to go back to pitch, that's the one that I had. And then I'm going to click away from styles. Okay, and then this one, remember we created the pages from the back end. Well, here you've got the option to look at the pages and actually add it. So here it's basically got a 404 page, etc. It's even got the list of all the pages. If you want to add an additional page in this section, all you have to do is click on that and it will create a new page. You can draft a new page and save it and to add it to your list of pages. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Templates, this is basically any type of templates that you want to be able to use for your website. For example, blog home. If I click on blog home and I'm looking at the template, it literally creates a template for me of how I would want my blog to look like. So for example, you post page 5, allow comments on new posts, yes. Areas, header, footer, yeah, that's fine. Displays the latest post, and so this is how you have your blog posts kind of, you know, how it looks. And then you can choose just the other, you know, whatever types that you want to be able to utilize in terms of the template options. Okay. Another one could be things like blog alternative. Okay, we just did blog alternative, so it could be like this, where it just comes to the line. Okay. It doesn't offer many options, as you can see, because otherwise I was expecting to see so much more. How you want your single post to look like. Okay, it gives you an idea, and so on and so forth, basically. When you come out of that, it's got patterns. Remember, some of the templates was showing the patterns. Okay, yeah, it's showing that they kind of locked up. This theme pattern cannot be edited. Okay, so they can't be edited and stuff like that. Let's continue. So sending recommendations, it's a call to action. Posts, photos, I don't know why I can't edit that. I'll prefer it. A variety of photo designs displaying information and site navigation. So this kind of gives you an idea on what you might or you should expect if you are new and you can't access the option to customize the website. It's using editor instead. And honestly, when you are an editor, you will be able to do probably a lot more user-friendly things because you can drag and drop and select whatever designs you want, like I showed you in the beginning. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where I come to a close with this live session. Honestly, it's been a long one. I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to remove this from the screen. There we go. Hello, welcome back. Okay, and but I'm legit like himself. Okay, here we are. Okay, I am exhausted. But yeah, so I think honestly that is pretty much everything that I have for you guys because I'm exhausted. Thank you very much for watching, for tuning in, for sticking around for 2 hours and 36 minutes. But this is the final of the final round of showing you how to use a WordPress or how to create a WordPress website from scratch. Please do go back to the very beginning. I know that you are using it, but you can choose sections that you can be able to utilize. You can go back to them and utilize the information that I have provided in order to create your own website from scratch, especially if you don't know how to. I went through all kinds of things, and the main reason for this is just to show people that you can be able to have your own platform where you get to create your brand from the scratch up without fear of it being closed down because someone reported your website or anything like that, because that's what it's like on social media, because of competition, because of jealousy. Sometimes that does happen, or sometimes by error because of the algorithm. However, if you have your own website, you have your own platform, you are not at risk of something like that happens because you are fully in control of what happens, okay? And speaking of being fully in control, which means if you're going to be responsible of your own website, please do use your website responsibly, okay? Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything that will put you in a lot of trouble, especially after you put a lot of time and effort into creating your website and producing your product or offering your services, basically building a brand. Okay, and I just want to send a little reminder for those people, if you are watching over on YouTube and it's your first time coming across this video, please do give this video a thumbs up, click on that subscribe button, of course give the bell button a push so that you can receive notifications every time I upload new content. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, do give the page you are watching from a follow and give the video a thumbs up, and do share to your peers, anyone who might be interested in learning about creating your own WordPress website from scratch. I do give details that other people don't normally give when it comes to tutorials about WordPress. They just give you how to create one, launch one, but they don't tell you the advantages of synchronizing shops, how it works to your advantage with search engine optimization, synchronizing with social media, making sure the shop is visible to other platforms, and all the other little tricks that hints that I've put within the videos. You might not find them anywhere else but right here on the Elaka channels across Facebook and YouTube. So thank you for those who are tuning in. And of course, for those who are interested in a hosting service and would like to be able to utilize the service that I am using, if you're interested, I do have a referral link. I'm just getting it really quickly and I'm going to post in the chat. So this, if you are looking to at your own website, you're not sure which hosting company to utilize, you can utilize the hosting company that I utilize, which is basically SiteGround. I trust them. Their price is worth it because their customer service is bar none the best I have come across when it comes to web hosting companies, and I've used quite a few in my span of using the interwebs. I highly recommend them. And of course, for those who basically would like to go ahead and support my platform, you are free to support the platform. It's not mandatory. You can support me by going to patreon.com/EPCreativeMedia, or you can go ahead and do a donation by making tea or chocolate pudding ready to tea to paypal.me/ethicom group. And for those who are interested in the other things that I do, you can go ahead and visit my magazine website, which is www.tgzmag.com. You can go ahead and register and subscribe to that magazine, as we are trying to build up our following on that magazine and build up the subscriptions, which is free, by the way. So get it whilst it's still free, and you'll be able to receive any latest information as we carry out updates on the website and carry out some of the changes that we're going to be implementing, as well as start releasing new content on the TGZ TV YouTube channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so grateful. I am so thankful that people have been able to come in and find the videos useful. It makes me happy that I'm helping even one person. For me, that's all that matters, to be honest, because anything happens to me tomorrow and I'm not here tomorrow and I go with my information, what good is it for me to go without being able to share some of the knowledge that I do have? And so, on that note, I would like to thank you, and I would like to bid you adieu. May God bless you. I wish you a pleasant evening, and I wish you all the blessings as the rest of the week proceeds. Take care and goodbye.